We live yet? We live. We live. You
I
know what?
think we're
Let
live.
me show the main image. Look at that. Look at
Ooh.
that. That's New York Comic Con, folks. That's where we were at last weekend. And that was nothing. That was the
Wow.
main entrance on the 35th Street side.
Yeah. Look at that thing, bro.
Nice blurry photo. Whose camera you take this with, man?
Ah,
Whose
yeah,
smudged ass camera did you take this with?
I think I listen. The
Oh,
iPhone
snap.
was new when I bought it. Okay,
Wow.
so it's not my fault that they popping up, new phones with better cameras every other year. Okay,
No, it's your greasy ass fingers that got on the
yeah.
lens that's smeared on this
Do you want me to
image.
say that I just came from the bathroom upstairs, the exhibitor's bathroom?
Wow.
Yes.
Yeah,
Okay.
I don't
Yeah.
doubt it. I don't
No.
doubt it.
Oh, and there was an exhibitor's bathroom in case people were wondering. We had our own
Yeah,
private place to be.
I will say that was the
heard
first
about it
time,
too
right? Because
late.
they had that summit for
Yes.
the exhibitors and professionals and stuff, and that was dope. That was kind of cool. I never.
Yes, and
That
it
was
was
the
up
first time.
there.
Yeah.
So, what's up, ladies and gentlemen? I am JD Rosario from Unstoppable Comics. I'm hanging out here with George Medina from Get Your Meds,
What
Ryan
up?
Cordero, my right hand man, and
Yep.
just entering JD Calderon. What's up, fellas?
What up? What up, man? Thank you for
Yo,
having me on the stream, dogs.
Thank you guys for being
did you
here.
program effects onto my screen? What's going on? What was
No,
that
I didn't
balloon?
do that. You
What
did
up,
that.
people?
I just went like this and freaking balloon.
There
What
they
the
go.
hell is going on here?
What the? Wait, hold on a second. Hold on
No,
a
it
second.
doesn't do that for me.
No, I got
Doesn't
none
do
of
that
that.
to me.
It's your personal setup. It's your nothing, kid. Nothing. You guys,
That's
the
weird.
four of us
Oh,
were
man.
at the New York Comic Con
Yes.
this year. Some longer than others.
Mhm.
Some way too long. But we were there. What did you guys think about the convention?
Going
How
around?
you gonna do it?
Yeah,
Which
yeah,
way?
George. We'll start with you. You were here first. So
I
you
was it was good, man. I hadn't done a convention. I hadn't done the New York Comic Con since 2017 as an exhibitor. So I had no idea what to expect. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Like I was like, oh, I mean, it was a last minute thing. Big shout out to Johnny C, who
Oh,
had a booth, and he said, "Hey George, you wanna share a booth?" And I was like, "All right, cool, let's do it." Printed out some books and showed up, and it was good, man. I'm glad I did it because it really went well. It's one of those shows that motivates you to keep doing this because of like how big it is and how much I actually was able to sell and talk to people again
yes.
and got that bug,
Yes.
you know what I mean, going. So it was a good show. It was a good show for me.
Yeah. I'm glad. Ryan, what did you think about the show?
It was fun. We hadn't been there since what, 2019?
19. The last
Our
one before the
second,
pandemic.
yeah, our second show since the pandemic, and the first one a few months ago barely counted. But this is the first big show for us, first time back. I thought it was surprisingly energetic. Like there were a lot more
Mm,
people than I expected. Maybe that's just us coming back after a while, but it was fun. Like it was just fun to be there again. To get that
Yeah.
energy, that little boost that we always need in October.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Definitely.
it was good.
It was a great way to close out the year. Now, we're going to get perspective from someone who wasn't an exhibitor. Calderon, what'd you think about the show, brother?
It sucked ass because I didn't make any money. Oh, but I wasn't exhibiting. No, it was fun, man. It was good catching up with a lot of people and seeing a lot of people I hadn't seen in a minute. I met Sam Quinton for the first time in the meet
We
space,
did.
which was good.
We did.
And there was a few others. I met some new people, which was always nice. And then just touching base with people I already know, which was cool.
Yeah.
The only situation that had me a little sad was that there wasn't much there for me to buy.
What?
I didn't spend a lot of money, man. I mean, I bought something for Daphne. That was it.
Okay.
I would agree. I would agree.
What?
We normally do our walkthrough, right? We walk before 9, not 10 a.m. or whatever. Walkthrough is like, I'm going to come back here. I'm going to come back here. I'm going to buy something
Right.
here.
Right.
Didn't get that this year. So maybe that's just me like not wanting to spend. But also the one thing that I do spend on sideshow.
Yeah.
They weren't there.
Oh,
They
right,
weren't.
right. Yeah.
They weren't
They
there.
weren't.
So,
But Tamahashi Nations was there, and I know you are a big. You and your cousin Tony are big on the whole Star Wars melding with samurai, and I know they had a lot more figures over there. I know at the convention, people were moving foil covers like crazy. That was one of the big talking points coming out of the convention was that gimmick covers or foil covers were making a big show on the convention floor, and we had some. We sold a few as well. We didn't sell many.
Yeah.
We sold 3, and I think
Vicky.
maybe the Vicky Sticks foil covers, right? The blood red foil variants. I feel I should have taken more advantage of the Reed Pop portal to tell people that we had these I don't want to say exclusive, but these limited copies there.
And the special variants and all that stuff.
Special, and that's one of the things. Coming out of the show, my gears have been turning on what can we do for next year.
It wasn't even after the show. So this is Sunday at 1:00. So listen, for next year, we're gonna do this. It was the gears were like constantly turning throughout the whole show. Like we said, this is our first big one back. So part of that shaking off the rust was, all right, so are we gonna do things exactly how we've done them before? How is this space different from the previous year? How does the layout look versus the last time we did it? And what can we change? Is this working for us now? So we were doing a lot of that. And I think the iteration, even just over the weekend, pushed you to like, all right, well, next year we're going to do this. Next year we're going to do that.
Is that where you guys always are? Like, is that the location where you guys normally? Where are you usually? Like, what?
So it was usually in that aisle, but closer to the front where the pop verse was.
Where that goddamn cowbell.
Where
I'm sure
everybody knows.
Yeah.
That cowbell from the weekend. We were usually closer to that.
Okay, so where I was pretty much in that.
Yeah, but even
on the other side of that,
to the end.
Okay.
Even further.
Yeah.
But they did something different also, Jay. So that aisle that we were in, they had, I don't know if they shifted everything or they added an extra center aisle. So like the edge of the low ceiling where we were at, we were closer to that edge so that you were basically the front line of the big open floor. But this time it felt like they had added an extra like bookend to that section. So the aisle between the outside of small press and like the big experience was tiny.
It wasn't a lot thinner. There was usually a lot more space between the experience area.
But you mean you guys weren't the experience?
No, but we will be, baby.
That's part of next year. You got to tune in to see.
So I think that's how you can break down the convention is between the sections, right? You got the section that's closest to the 34th Street side, and that's the experience area, right? That's where Funko Pop had the big display that you can walk through the town. That's where they had photo ops. That's where you had eBay had an experience.
Universal.
That's where you had all the manga.
Paramount, right. Then you had the small press section, which is under the pavilion area, right?
Yeah.
It has a very low ceiling. Then you have the big publishers area, right? So that's where you would find the Marvel booth. That's where you found.
Was Marvel even there?
I don't
Marvel
think they
was there.
They were there.
The only thing I saw, I saw was the giant. Was it Shinuasha display? And the giant.
I'm not familiar. What's Shinuasha?
That's all the Japanese. That's all the manga. That's all the manga, bro. Like they had these giant balloons.
The Dragon Ball.
Whoa, the Dragon Ball Z dragon was hanging from the ceiling.
Yeah,
but there were other things there.
They had the other guy from what's the other one? The pirate one, One Piece.
From One Piece.
One Piece, the Naruto.
Somebody got proposed to under there.
Yeah.
Really?
I saw that.
Yeah.
No, congratulations. I hope that you got a yes.
There you go. You got an anime fan here. They're saying Naruto, Luffy.
Yeah. Jerry, who was with us at the convention, is my anime guy, right? Naruto, Luffy, right? He's popping in on all of that stuff. But I also noticed the return of Tamagotchis.
Tamagotchis.
Digimon was over there. Joe Quesada had a big booth. The Alex Ross experience. Excuse me. The Alex Ross booth was there with his high-end artworks. CGC had a bigger presence on the floor. Tops had a big presence on the floor, and then you keep going past that, and that's
it was a mini anime fest.
Yeah, it was a mini anime. It was definitely a mini anime.
And that's kind of what was bothering. That's the one thing I would say bothered me about this one. So don't they have Anime NYC coming up this weekend or next weekend, whatever? It's this weekend.
I think
so
weekend.
I guess obviously it's making money for them, right? It's probably the more popular part of the show. So it's bled into New York Comic Con, and I feel like it took over more than half of the show was anime stuff.
I'm sorry. Here we go. Jerry said November, so it's not this weekend.
Okay. Well, it's soon. I know that it's right after Comic Con, so
where they buried the millions of pop. That hurt, Daph. That hurt, dude.
They did
have a graveyard, right?
Well, they also had their little pop-up box to make yourself.
Yes, they had a few of them.
Yeah. Go Funko yourself.
Go Funko yourself. Yeah, that's what it was. Yeah,
that's right. That's the big thing. I noticed a bigger Ninja Turtles presence there.
Yeah,
as well. They had two sections.
That was Paramount.
That was Paramount. Right? That was Paramount. Yeah, they were. Yeah.
Yeah. What else did they have? They had a bunch of shit. A lot of pins. A lot of chibi stuff. A lot of toy vendors. A lot of original art vendors. A lot of comic book vendors. A lot of CGC graded slabbed vendors.
Apparently there was a controversy, and I'm not a CGC guy. I don't have a collection or anything, but they had a specific New York Comic Con tag for your grading. So if you were to bring something over, it would say like acquired at New York City Comic Con.
Right.
So that was adding an extra layer of exclusivity to the books and stuff that were dropping at NYCC.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right. Awesome. No, dude, it was a great show, and I think we did well. I also felt that we got a little bit of what they felt in San Diego, where a lot of the actors still weren't there. There weren't as many celeb opportunities, so maybe that translated into more sales on the floor.
Maybe. You know what it was too? I think that to your guys' point, the fact that there wasn't so many things for us to buy there kept me at the table too. It kept me behind the booth. It kept me kind of like there's nothing out there for me to spend money on, so I might as well make money here. And that sometimes you get distracted by that stuff and say, oh, I got to go get a signature, or I got to go buy something over here because there's an exclusive for it or whatever. And there really wasn't anything that I was interested in, so I kind of like stood back and just kind of manned my table and did what I had to do.
Right, and that's why you made your table back on Thursday.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
We generally don't rush out to the panels and stuff. Usually, Jay will have one or two to be at. I don't really go to the panels. I feel like to go to a panel, you got to wait in line for a couple of hours if you want to get into anything nice, and then you end up wasting that time. So that would be a few hours wasted right there. But there was one that I went to that I had been looking forward to. And these are Jets fans up here above me, but so they may not care. But
I remember this.
So Eli Manning was at the show, right? And everybody's like, "What the hell is Eli Manning doing here?" Obviously, he's gonna create some superhero with Marvel, whatever. But that was one thing I was excited for. So I went out for that. I did leave the booth for that. I immediately threw my jersey on and ran away. But as far as panels go, did you guys even know of any panels that were going on that might have been worth going to?
Yes, there was a Kickstarter panel. There was a Marvel panel where they were giving out exclusives. There was an Image panel that was going on a Skybound panel. Yeah. So Kirkman was showing off the new Transformers and G.I. Joe stuff. He told people that this had been in the works for at least 3 years.
Wow.
So this wasn't a 1, 2, 3 thing. And I mean, Kirkman is a no spoilers guy, right? So to keep this kind of thing as close to his vest for so long, that takes a lot. One thing over here, Daphne, no, who was it? Oh, Carlos brought it up here. Okay. Another big spender at NYCC was COVID. They brought body space. Yes. But
Super spreader.
let me tell you something, buddy. Let me tell you something, Carlos. You know what protected me against COVID at this convention? My brother, we went through 4 bottles of this bad boy.
He was disinfecting.
4, we were disinfecting on a regular basis, and you think it's a joke. No, I didn't get anything. My wife got sick.
She did.
Right? She got sick. We stayed in the same bed every night.
I got my COVID and flu shot
I got all that
before, just in case.
I usually come out of there with con crud. I didn't get
well,
any sick.
well, how do we know you're not the one that got her sick?
That is true.
I mean,
most likely.
I tested.
I mean, we're just unlike one another. You make me sick.
Listen, the second you came into the building, like the whole mood dropped. I don't know if George noticed that Friday, right? It was like that lull of space. It was because Calderon was walking around.
Listen, that was my entire intention of being there. Bring down the whole
crowd.
Bring it down.
Hold on. Let me go back here to Daphne for a second. I thought I regretted not being able to go on Thursday, but then I saw pics of the crowds lining up, and I had a panic attack just looking at it. Yes, it was packed, but there were areas that were movable. And the other thing is, Thursday was not as packed as Sunday. I think Sunday was the busiest day at the convention.
I will say, having to come in on Saturday and Sunday as a peasant, like everybody else, not exhibitor. Saturday when I came in, there was no line at around 12. Absolutely no line. Walked right in. It was pouring that day, so that might have had something to do with it. But once you got inside, it was completely full. Sunday, I got there before doors opened, and it moved pretty fast. I mean, there must have been 3,000 or 4,000 people just in that little like underground, not underground, but like that little street section that comes through the 38th Street side.
Yeah.
At least that entire section was completely full. So that's at least 3,000 or 4,000 people, and we all got in less than 10 minutes.
Damn.
That's nice.
So I think they had figured out how to move the bodies, herd us through. You know.
Yeah, herd the cattle.
Yeah,
it's true. Sunday was actually my best day at the con.
Yeah.
It was the best out of the 4, it was definitely the best one.
Even before the fire sale, like the last 3 hours, we had a fire sale.
Fire sale started around 12.
You know, started by God damn it. You see what happens when you get bombed? You know what I mean? They take over. No, I think we did really, really good on Sunday. Sunday we did better than Friday, and Friday we did better than Saturday.
Yeah.
You know,
for me it was Thursday and Sunday. Thursday and Sunday were my best days. Friday and Saturday they were decent. You know, we were moving stuff, but Thursday and what I found was Thursday when I spoke to people, it was their first convention. It was the first time at New York Comic Con.
Okay.
So they were just in there wide-eyed and ready to spend money because it was Thursday. It was probably going to be for one day. It was a chance to kind of like come in, spend money, say I bought something at NYCC. So a lot of people were willing to give up their money on Thursday right away. It was their first time, whatever. By Friday, you had the people who had done their recon on Thursday, knew what they were going to buy, and they were there specifically to buy what they were going to buy on Friday. So that's why I think that crowd. And then on Sunday, obviously, Kids Day, I'm selling a book that's kid-friendly. You know, The Adventures of Wonder Duck. The kids and the parents were ready to buy that. So that's how it worked for me on Thursday and Sunday as far as sales went.
Yeah.
So Jay, can I ask you a question? Yeah. What would you consider? What was your best seller? Was it actual physical comic books, or was it like some of the other stuff you were selling? What was your best seller?
I mean, we sold out. We almost sold out of New York versus the World #1, 100 units. You know, was it when you ask that question? Are you asking for number of units? Are you asking for the highest price point? Are you asking what we made the most margin on?
Take your pick. Answer them
I
all.
was like,
What the hell?
man, that question got real
We got
complicated.
time to fill. What the hell? Do it.
Well, let me show
What
you.
do you
let me show everybody-
consider your bestseller, Jay?
Let me show everybody here the booth.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's
This
that's a
was our booth at the convention.
Damn. I mean, that's a really nice booth, except for that thing you got in the middle.
I
Yeah, I
know, bro.
Damn.
I
That
know.
shit took up space, right? I was gonna say density of product, right? But you know,
Density for sure.
we had single issues, we had trades, we had pins, we had mystery boxes, we had pint glasses. I'm sorry, we sold out of our pint glasses also.
Nice.
We didn't have many. We only went with 8 pint glasses, but we sold out of the pint glasses. We moved 72 shot glasses. I can't say I sold 72 shot glasses because we had some shots with some of our friends and we used them in the glasses. So we gave that away. So what is it? Maybe we moved
Probably
about a little bit more than
50, 60. Yeah,
Yeah.
closer to 60.
That New York versus the World was flying like hotcakes. Horror sold well at this convention this weekend.
Not just horror, but specifically New York versus the world. In fact,
right.
tell
Yeah.
people about that beautiful banner behind you, Jay.
So we had a few. We found, excuse me, a few 11 by 17 prints, and whatever we sold them. The last one that was there was the the floor copy, the show copy that people were handling, and the guy really didn't want it. Ryan was gonna toss it in.
He
for
wanted
free.
it, but I didn't want to sell it to him because
Okay, you
on
didn't
it.
want it. So he asked about the banner, and I looked at the team, and I got the look of no, don't do it. So
God
you know
damn
me,
it.
I fucking did it. So I sold the fucking banner.
That's how badly the guy wanted it. I told him, I was like, listen, get out of here. Get out of here with the banner because I wanted that banner when we updated it.
He wasn't. And at first, I thought you were joking about it.
I was not joking.
Yeah. So this was what the booth looked like on Thursday.
Yeah.
It
And we did
changed
make-
a lot. It
Yeah, we
changed a
did
lot
make
by
a bunch
Friday.
of, yeah.
Yeah. We shifted where the pins were, they're over there in the left of the cage. We ended up putting the pint glasses there. We had more of a presence of mystery boxes, which were lined up.
We had the
Behind
figures actually in place.
Right, they were lined up behind the top layer of books, so people could see that.
Now, Jay, do you make those changes based on how sales went on Thursday, or is it just you just didn't like it?
A little bit of both.
Okay.
A little bit of both. We right, to use the football analogy, we were making second half adjustments.
Okay.
Right. So like going back to this for a second. If you look over the right hand side, shit, we didn't even have the figures out yet.
No.
Yeah,
I'm
right?
looking for those.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The figures aren't even in the display yet.
Right.
Oh man, that sucks. But so that clear display on the right hand side is where the figures were, and we put the pins on top of that because the way the light was shining off of there, that hard enamel was going to be able to shine like a beacon. So that worked out, and the pins moved very well for us.
Just as you can see up there in the top left, where the Vicky foil cover is. So the mystery box is there on top of that, blocking the light. Didn't do any favors to the foil. You want the light to hit the foil. So we ended up moving the Vickies to dead center, right by where Limbo was, high enough in the front so that you could see the shine off of the foil. So it's things like that. You just notice, like, once you set everything up and you take a step back, you see what's catching people's eyes, where they're gravitating to on the table. Then that's when you start to make your adjustments. So like the table did not look, I mean, physically similar, yes, but where these books were and how the displays went, it was. I wish we had taken an after photo. Maybe I can find one here.
Yeah. Hopefully, and that's the other thing. I've yet to go through everything that we did at the convention. I'm still, I guess, in convention hangover. I haven't updated all the newsletter info there, and that pissed me off at the convention, guys. that pissed me off royally at the convention. I harp on the newsletter because that newsletter sign-up sheet is gold. Gold, gold, gold. And I'd be hard-pressed to say I saw more than 10 people with a newsletter sign-up at your booth.
Let me ask you a question, JD, about that that newsletter, because we had
You can't really see it.
Now you
Forget
got
it.
the so the newsletter, I mean, and the mailing list and stuff like that, right? Obviously, at conventions, you're selling the product to keep people, and they're there, so you can make that so you can pitch it. It's not. I don't want to say it's easier, but it is. You know, something that you are used to doing. It's easy to kind of like talk to people and convince them to buy your stuff.
Yeah.
When you're online, when you're doing Kickstarters, that goes away, right? It's all about the image they're seeing or whatever it is. And to me, that's where your mailing list should come into play, right? Did you sign up people at the show, letting them know that this was going to happen? Expect an email from me because we are about to launch that second issue.
100%.
Okay,
100%.
so now, and this is where, like, in testing, right? This is where this will be interesting, because if those people really were, you know, gave us, number one, the right email addresses, doesn't go to spam and all that other
Legible.
stuff, right?
we
It's
can
legible, right? We can't. It should help the Kickstarter, in theory.
Correct.
In theory, you know what I mean?
But not everybody's signing up for what we're going to be launching tonight, which is New York versus the World. Some people wanted to know about more about the toys. Some people wanted to know more about different shirts that would have been in stock, right?
Okay.
One of the things we did in exchange for your email address was give you a free comic book, right? I love offset printing. Yes. And you know, when you're paying
Yes,
less than $1 per unit, you can give that away.
And you do have a book that you have plenty of that you can give away.
Damn right. And we did. We did, right? Because when you look at big business, cost of acquisition per customer can run $20 or more, right? So would you rather pay that to get somebody's email, or would you rather give them a free comic book that costs you $1 to get?
So it was hard to get them to give you their email address without that free book.
Well, with my experience, it was about 50-50. Some people signed up and were like, hey, because you've signed up, we're going to give you this free book. Only on the first page of signups did we even have it on there that said, like, hey, get a free book with sign up. After that, we didn't. I mean, I don't know if it was just an oversight on our part. We didn't write that on the next couple of pages, and people were still signing up.
I noticed a few times we had people who are working the convention that they don't get to work the convention, that they don't get to shop at the convention, that sometimes they get like a half-hour break from whatever booth they're working for. We're just coming up to the booth and signing up for the newsletter, right? They were just making tours around the floor to see what kind of free tchotchke they can get, you know, and that was their way in. So I saw that happen a few times without them asking for anything as well. But newsletter is gold, dude. And I know you were trying the newsletter with the not the UPC code. What do they call that thing? The QR code.
QR codes, yeah.
But Wi-Fi was an issue, right? So how do you know that they were scanning it and just walking away just to appease you, right? Because you think they're scanning it and you stop talking because you're moving on to the next one, right? And when
I actually went to
work. And then they were like, fuck it, we're out of here. Not saying it happened to everyone, but there's a possibility at least once that it happened.
During my morning walkthrough, there was one booth giving away pins that had the exact same thing. It's like, all right, well, scan the QR code, show it to me, and I'll give you a pin. With so many people coming up to him, you know, he had to scan. He's like, just here you go. Like, as long as you've scanned it, they get a hit. And he's like, all right, whatever. He didn't have the time to wait for the data to load to see that if you've signed up for anything, which is tough because, like you said, the reception sucks.
And that's only something you learn through experience.
Yeah. Well, next year, I think part of the sign up for the booth, and I don't know if they did it this year, maybe they did because there people were asking about it. Your badge itself It's an electronic badge that when people scan, it gives you their email
Capture
address.
that, right?
They
So
capture
that's
it, but
something
they
you gotta-
charge you
that's
like
something-
$650 for
Correct.
that. You know what I mean?
Because
Like,
you know what else you're paying for? You're paying for the guaranteed
Yeah.
service, Wi-Fi service,
Yep,
to make sure that's captured,
yep.
right?
If you think about the well, one, you're guaranteeing that you get the right email, right? You can set that up to the giveaways as well. Once you got the digital email, you can send a digital copy and not a physical one. That's a little bit more margin there. But will you get enough people to stop and tap to make it worth your $650?
Right. Yeah, true.
Maybe you still got to give something away. You know?
And then where are you going to put it on your booth?
Yep.
Well,
right?
That'll be part of our experience next year.
That'd be
right?
part of the experience, right? We got a lot of people commenting today. I love the interaction. Wife was a huge issue. Your wife was a huge issue.
I think you meant Wi-Fi.
Yeah, you mean Wi-Fi, baby.
Maybe he's talking about your wife.
Oh, damn!
You
Fighting words,
Jerry.
Fighting words.
You gonna get it beat. By the way, you guys do these shows on Saturday, and I can make more of these. This is the last Friday, Saturday I have to work. Way to be, Carlos.
Nice.
All right, we're looking forward to you coming through. Wi-Fi, yes, he cleared it. He cleared it up. Rob, would you ever come to Terrificon? I'd like to do Terrificon.
Terrificon is dope, man.
That's a 3 hour, not even a 3 hour drive. That's a 2.5 hour drive for me. I think this year they had a Wi-Fi blocker because I never had that issue at the event.
That's funny, man. That could have been. I'm not married. Okay.
Pete, I wanted to meet you at the show, buddy. I saw where your booth was, and every time I went by, you were rocking and rolling. So I didn't want to keep from you making a sale, man. But I wanted to introduce myself personally, and that's one of the things that we got to do in the show was meet people that we only know online, right? JD, I think you said it. You know, meeting Sam was fun, right? We don't get to see Sam like that because he's out of Kentucky. There was a lot of interactions, George, in the morning, right? Before the show floor opened up. We got to talk business with other exhibitors, share information, which was great. You know, Henri, Rob.
Henri was great,
yeah, you know, got to meet Johnny. You know, being able to talk shop is key, right? So it's like everybody goes to these conventions and they're like, oh, if you're not making money, it's not worth it. I think part of that is bullshit, right? Because there's other goals you need to set. I mean, is it expensive?
Yeah.
Fuck yeah. There's no denying that at all. It is expensive.
Yeah.
It is expensive. But you're not going to get the interaction or the visibility anywhere else like this. You know, we had a bunch of interviews, but in the past, because of the New York Comic Con, I was interviewed by BET. I was interviewed by New York One. I was interviewed by News 12. I was interviewed by Fox. I was interviewed by BET. ABC. I was interviewed by Newsarama when that was still a website.
Don't forget BET.
Oh yeah, you didn't mention BET, local.
Really?
But how about BET? You were on BET.
No, BET's done.
Wait, you were interviewed
No,
with BET? I didn't know that.
Yeah, I was on one.
You mentioned it. I think you just brought him back to life.
When were you? Yeah, when were you on BET?
Oh, you a motherfucker! Now you're gonna make me look for the shit. Now you're gonna make me look for the shit, bro. I was on BET, bro.
And New York One.
But I'm just saying, just don't forget BET.
You know what? Go to Unstoppable Comic on Facebook and look through the photo album. If you got the time, you'll see all of that stuff in there. Okay? All right, with the fucking little TV tag on the bottom. You fucking prick bastards. All right. Shit. You know what? You know why I was interviewed by them? You know why? Because I come to shows with presences like this. Okay?
Oh man.
We had a presence and a half, baby. A presence.
That's crazy.
Okay.
Well, I mean,
so,
you know, any spot you stand in.
A gravitational presence.
Is a presence.
You're my mind, kid. You're my mind. Let me go through some of these comments because the BET thing got everybody chiming in. All right. So last thing was Jerry with the Wi-Fi. Rob said, would we do Terrificon? Yes, I'm down for Terrificon. I think this year they had a Wi-Fi. Okay, we said that. Pete said, all right, okay. Never. I love Glenda. Thank you, Jerry. We know you do.
You needed a comma in there.
Watch out, Ryan. Pete, the hotel is what kills me at Terrificon. Okay, I don't know if I didn't know it was that expensive, but for one night, it's a 2-night. It's a 2-day show, right?
It's a 3-day. I think it's a 3-day show. Saturday, Sunday.
3-day show.
Yeah, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. You know what it is? That you got to book that hotel early. If you book that thing too late, bro, those rooms are crazy. We usually stay off site though when we go.
Okay. Rob, let's be unstoppable. Way to be, Rob. Pete, yeah, fat guy was a little busy at NYCC. Sorry, miss you, bro. Don't worry about it, Pete. The only time I was able to get away from the booth is when I had to go pee, and I used that path to go through. So I was sold Wi-Fi for vendors was $400.
One line.
Unless you bring your own hotspot, right? So let's see. Did you forget BT? Here we go with BT again. What about BT? Everybody climbing in with the BT.
Yo,
what about BT? Motherfuckers. All right, where's Telemundo? Telemundo was not there. All right, those are the women who do not need to cosplay. We will say that right off the bat. They are hotties, baby. I didn't even get to pee much. I'm so sorry. I hope you held it in for as long as possible. There were some days, I took the elevator upstairs to the exhibitor bathroom, and I was like, I was in my glory, kid, because going through the cosplay section to the exhibitor's bathroom was going to take about 30-40 minutes. That was a pain in the ass. But I mean, guys, it was just fucking crazy. Yeah, I mean, I'm excited. I'm coming out of it excited. You guys, I know Ryan knows we were in DC together, and that was not the experience.
Wait, DC wasn't good.
No,
straight up.
I mean, there are probably more indie comic creators on this screen than there were at that show.
Damn.
Yeah, that's
seriously.
Unfortunately,
I counted 6, and I don't know if all 6 were actually selling books.
There were print jockeys over there. I won't say that they weren't. There were definitely print jockeys.
Wow.
A lot of Lego minifigs.
Rob, I'm sorry. Telemundo, a lot of Lego minifigs. Telemundo was not there. You know what? I don't know if they were there. They didn't come by my section.
BT did though, right?
Cypher on 106 and Park, yes. Laurie, hello, gents. Just
Yo, what up,
Laurie? Pete, Awesome Con, yes, Awesome Con, dude. Awesome Con moved up, so they were in June last year. They're going to be in March this year. I'm definitely not going to be doing March. I have other things. I'd like to maybe do. Dallas Fan Expo. I got a buddy out there. Not saying I'm going to crash with the buddy that we share down there. I got family out there too, but
when is that? When is that? That's like in June or something?
I think it's in June.
The Comic Palooza is another one that's out in Texas, and that's Memorial Day weekend.
But is that in Dallas?
I think it's in Houston.
It's in Houston. Okay. Yeah. No, Memorial Day weekend is always Puerto Rico Comic Con.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
You going? You going there?
I don't know. I don't know. I'm tempted. See, that's the thing about these conventions, right? You hit big, and like, I could do them all. The fuck you can, this gets tiring. Speaking of devil, yes, Sam. If you just signed on, George said that the 4 of us could stay at your place when we do
anime shows.
Reed, he's trying to pivot and do more anime shows like Otakacon.
It's Otakon.
Otakon, okay. Anime Matsuri, Holomat, and Katsucon, etc. Okay. What else we get? Before COVID, I was doing 40 shows a year. I was doing 5 shows a year. And that was a lot. That was a lot. My shed is big enough. Way to be. As long as it's insulated, baby, we're good to go. you could get a booth outside of a Bad Bunny concert. Oh, wow. Okay. And the Sam is cracking up. But yeah, no, you get addicted to doing these shows and you think you could do them all. Logistically, you can't. Financially, you can't. Expenses rack up.
Yeah.
The reason why we can go big at New York Comic Con is because that is home field advantage for us, right? We can spend more on the presentations. We can spend more on the floor presence. And we could have spent a lot more on the floor presence and still not gotten anywhere close to the expenses that racked up for AwesomeCon in DC.
Well, yeah, I mean, because you eliminate the hotel, you eliminate the travel, the shipping. If you're shipping your stuff, I mean, you guys, you see what you're putting up there. So, was that your setup at AwesomeCon too? Like, at AwesomeCon, was it that?
No, because I had a 10x10 inline booth.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, 10x10 sounds like a lot of room.
It was a lot of room.
It's deep, but it's like unusable space unless you're making like a 3 6-foot tables that people
unless you were doing a horseshoe.
Like,
it's
not.
Gotcha. Yeah.
You're just sitting really far back from your table in the middle.
You gotta get really creative with that. Do they give you a table? Because sometimes those 10x10 booths just give you the space.
No, they gave us a table. Yeah. They gave us a table, yeah. And that's another thing. I saw people who had corner booths and only had one table. You need to round that out. You need to.
You're right, but you saw what happened to you that Thursday morning, right? If you're sticking out too far out, these animals come by in the middle of the night and knock everything out because you're standing outside of the parameters. And they don't give a crap. Your stuff, you come back and your stuff's on the floor. So you got to be very careful about how your tables are fitting, because if it's in their way, they'll
100%. Now check this out. Pete brought something up over here, right? In spite of everything, we were squeezing 5 to 7 people in a hotel, and it worked out expense-wise. Way to be on that. But he said this: 10 by 1 by 1. Always remember you have to build up. Now, I am surprised. Ryan and I brought this up. In the contract, they made a big deal to highlight, at least with me when I was reading it, that you can't build past the 10 feet that you have. And we saw quite a few people in
height-wise, you're talking about.
Height-wise, we saw quite
It wasn't even 10. It wasn't even 10. I think it's like 8.5, the height.
Yeah. So I don't know, and Ryan was telling me to push the envelope, but I don't know if that's something that's going to come back to haunt. I didn't want my first show back at NYCC. You have to read here we go. You have to read the contract and look for that specifically. Yes.
So the only issue is like, all right, well, we didn't do it because we were following the rules, and others were literally touching the ceiling. I mean, one guy had to have 18 feet high banners,
right? Because it also has something to do with the union rules at the Javits as well, right? If it's built past a certain height, then you incur the charge of the union.
So did the union not walk through on Thursday?
I don't know.
Friday,
they definitely walked through when they knocked over our display.
Sure did.
Hold on a second. Matt Campbell, Art. Matt, last time I went to NYCC, a table cost us $2,500. And it was like selling lemonade on the freeway. Listen, I will not deny that. We had a quarter booth, and it cost us about $1,700. So going back to Pete, yes, the union rules, and then they have to build it. Okay, so it's usually semantics. You know what I'm saying? But I didn't have any equipment to bring us that high, anyways. So that's why we didn't take advantage of that. But I mean, I can't say enough about the show. I was psyched to be back. I was psyched with the crowds. I liked the way the traffic moved. Every day, yes, there was a lull between 3 to 5, whether it was people being tired or whether there was a panel going on. We always heard the Marvel booth cheering, people rocking and rolling over there. Cosplay had that upper section, like I said, away from us, which I thought was great because you did not have them parking and
taking pictures in front of your booth, putting stuff down on your table to take the photo. Yeah, I know what you mean.
Yeah.
So
So
one of the
there's an
shows I
exhibited bathroom. Yes, there was an exhibited bathroom.
We were fancy, bro. We were taken care of at this show, apparently.
Damn right.
nice.
Damn right. You can put the photo up stuff and build up. Okay. The lows were great because I got to eat. Yes, the lows were great because that's when I got to use the bathroom, dude. Talk about the popcorn. That smell of popcorn. They pump that smell through the AC, kid. They make that shit addictive.
Yeah, for sure.
You know, the lines. I think popcorn was the best seller at the entire convention. You know,
I didn't see much else, honestly, on the floor. I know
they
that
were all the way at the other end,
Yeah.
other end. Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, they were in the back. Like Nathan's had a presence there. They had food trucks on the outside, driveway.
ATMs were an issue. People didn't know where to find the ATMs.
You know, usually they were in the back corner by where Funko Pop had set up.
Right.
I don't know if they were there.
No, they're in the opposite. The opposite side. The
when
4,000.
Exactly, they were there and they were all lined up back there, and I felt like that's where they all were. Like I'm like, damn, you're gonna walk all the way back there, and it was crazy getting back there, but you couldn't even walk back there at some point.
Yeah.
Oh, look at this. Jerry said they had multiple signs about not stopping for photos. I didn't see those.
They do that. They do that every year. So they say don't stop in the middle of the aisle. Be respectful. Step to the side and take photos and stuff. But people don't read. So
you know what? We've been talking about New York Comic Con this whole time, and one of the things I forgot to do, which was maybe a little important for me tonight, was to launch my fucking book.
So you were just warming up the crowd. That's all.
To launch the book. So you know what? Let me show everybody that we got our zombie book, New York versus the World, which is launching tonight. We're gonna run it for a quick 3-week campaign. Okay, there we go. Here's the thing. Good news: the project has been approved, and let's go. I'm ready to launch this bad boy. We're looking to raise $2,500 by Saturday, November 11th at 7 p.m. Eastern is when it closes down. Excuse me, Pacific Standard Time. Excuse me. So here we go. I read the terms of rules and use and privacy policy. I know because this is my 21st campaign, ladies and gentlemen.
Damn.
Forever 20.
I'm a seasoned individual. Did we launch? I hit the launch. There we go.
All right.
Congratulations. The project is live.
All right. Who's gonna be number one? Let's see.
So here we go. We got our zombie tale, which is a great seller.
Are amazing
in New York City. This is going to be a 28-page black and white comic book, and we're going to have 2 different covers here. We're going to have our main cover, which features our protagonist taking out some zombies in the front, and then we've got our new logo for New York versus the World, our black cover as well. You can pick up all 3 issues of New York versus the World. So the first, the second, and third. Now, these are, I don't want to say an anthology. They're all standalone stories. The main character in this zombie tale is New York versus the World. So if you're looking for people to get out alive, odds are never in their favor in this book. So here we go. We got a little preview of what's going down. Our main dude knocking stuff out. We explain how people earn their way into New York City, which is the last safe place on Earth for survivors of the zombie apocalypse. So we got a little zombie action kicking off the beginning. A little nod there, in naming inanimate objects, if people know what's going on with that.
A little Easter egg.
A little. One of the big keys to the Unstoppable Comics success is our catalog. And if you are someone that is only digitally minded, you can pick up the entire digital catalog for New York versus the World for the low fee of just $70. I believe if you get everyone now digitally for $3 a pop, it's approximately $98. So you're saving yourself $20 and change. We got 2 T-shirts that are going to be available with the campaign. at least 2 t-shirts right now. One of the big sellers for us at New York New York Comic Con was this enamel pin that you see I've got on my hat right here. It's a 1.5-inch pin. It's got 2 posts. I was told that they're called post, the pins in the back that secure it. And that is going to be an add-on item. So you can add that on to any one of your rewards for an extra $7. Then this is also something that has been working out very well for us. And we give a gift out to anyone who has backed our campaigns before. We don't have a frequent flyers club. We don't have the little business card that you punch 7 times to get your free coffee, right? But what I do have with 21 campaigns are a ton of previous backers. So it does not matter what you have backed from Unstoppable Comics before. If you are coming back to say thank you, you're going to get a special holochrome trading card that will be shipped in a hard plastic top loader. And if you're not a returning backer and you still want it, or if you want a second one, you can add it on to any reward for an extra $5. So if you are catching the theme here, back us now, and then maybe if you back the next one, you'll get our next holochrome trading card for free. Then we drop down to talk about who's on the team right now, the writer, the artist, the colorist, the letterer, and then we talk a little bit more about what New York versus the World is, what we're doing in it, how it's going to be sent to you, why we're doing Kickstarter, where the money's going, and the usual risks and rewards. So that's it for right now. We're launching, and we'll get back to talking about, the convention. We'll come back in a little bit, and we'll see how this bad boy is cooking.
So Jay, I've seen you do a couple of these launches. You sometimes do a couple of drinks for every what, 100 hours?
Every $100.
Like
Yeah.
So you're getting close, bro. You're getting close to start.
Holy
Let's check it.
I'm just saying, brother. You got those drinks ready?
God, right off the bat.
Oh,
right
damn!
We banged out $1.27. So
get them drunk.
Okay. Here we go. It's the Jack, and you're not getting, but this is what kept me from getting sick at the convention. And thank you to everyone at the convention who celebrated with me, because I also celebrated my L'chaim Salute. I also celebrated my 48th birthday.
Yeah.
57th. God damn, son. God damn.
How many?
47.
Okay.
47.
I'll
So
get to
anyways,
some of these.
here's the shot.
Here we go.
All right. So every $100. All right. So
every $100, we're going to be dropping that out. Ryan,
you know what? Balloons for you.
Ryan, I'm gonna give you the single here, Ryan. Do me a solid, buddy, and show that pin. Give a close up on that pin there. All right. You're gonna eat it. There you go, baby. So that is the hard enamel pin. Like I said, it's going for $7. You can add it on to any reward. Like you see, there's 2 posts. I think it's money in the bank.
7 bones, huh? Pun intended. Nice.
Yeah.
Well done.
Oh,
well
you
done.
look at that. You look at that. Oh, and we got another homie stopping by for the night who is coming out of a convention today as well. Marvin, what up, kid?
What up, Marv?
What up, Marvin?
I don't have any. Where's my video? There we go. There I am.
Yeah,
I'm here.
You made it.
What's
up,
up,
kid? How we doing?
Oh, good. How are you?
Everything good?
Drinking already, huh?
Yeah. Well, we're doing good. But you know what? We got a bunch of people also chiming in still. So Marvin, I'm sorry, but we'll get back to you in a second. I gotta say what's up to everybody who's chimed. Holy shit, there's a lot of stuff here. Okay, so last thing we said was
only 45.
No stopping for photos, right? So here we go. We got Pete coming back. Pete, I saw ATMs by the Starbucks out front. Yes, the ATMs were maybe 1 or 2, but there's usually a big bank of ATMs, maybe like 8 to 10 at a clip. So here we go. Philip, what's up, Philip? should have had an ATM in the front lobby. Yes.
Yeah.
Philip, I got to see you briefly at the convention. You were hanging out with your buddy Eric.
Yeah.
Pete, I missed the Chinese food guy bringing me the menu and delivering
What?
food to my table.
What?
That's hilarious. Yes, that's one of the funny things. Every year, somehow, without a pass, the Chinese food delivery guy would get into the convention and would drop menus at everybody's table. But when he would deliver the food, you'd have to go back outside. You'd have to tap out your badge to pick up your food. Problem is, sometimes you didn't know if you were grabbing your food or somebody else ordered. So that was still a crapshoot. But yes, I didn't see him. How the fuck did he get into the convention? All those other guys without a badge. I don't know. So that was Pete saying that. Here we go. Wi-Fi Comics ATMs at every con are a pain in the butt. Yes, they charge you major.
Yeah.
That was one thing that we were happy about, Jay. Remember the tap to pay on the iPhone?
Yes.
That did save us quite a bit. Even
A
people
lot.
that didn't have credit cards.
It's good because I had to use it. But if you don't have service, it doesn't work.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. And service was spotty, guys.
And service was very spotty. Yeah.
Cash
Service
is still
was
king.
like shit, you know. Let me see. Then we got Pete, foreplay, bro. Foreplay. Way to be, baby. I'm only here for the book. Way to be, Jerry. Did someone take a shit on the show floor? I don't really want to. I was hoping. Thanks, David. You had to be the one to say it. We don't know if it was a person or a service animal.
Yeah.
No one saw it happen. All right. Now, if anybody knows about the Javits Center, you know they got as many cameras in that place as a Vegas casino. So I'm pretty sure they know who did or didn't do it.
Who done did it?
Kept me waiting for an hour. Yes. You're gonna stay. You're gonna stay here. Don't leave, Jerry. Nice looking art. If you're ever looking for a cover artist, hit me up. Way to be. Thank you, Matt. The pin. Damn right that pin, baby. Damn right that pin. Sam back. Thank you, Sam. I'm in and I got the pin. Way to be, Pete. Thank you, buddy. Glenda stop him.
The drinks.
I dig
All
the
she
title.
does is bring the water later. That's all.
There you go. She's gonna bring me the water. I dig the title too, Anibal. Shit, I would have come on. Oh man, I would have sent you the link. It was a police dog that took the dump, and it was at night. There you go. Thank you, Pete. Thank you. Yes. So there was the bomb sniffing dogs. So maybe it was that. And it happened, you know, but whatever, guys, it's the New York Comic Con. You know what I mean? Listen, they were talking about the shit on the floor. Nobody was talking about the naked titties. Enough to be said about that. All right. Tig old biddies were out there, baby. They were someone was hanging loose, brother. Someone was hanging loose.
Well, what about stuff that was hidden, Jay? Like a certain celebrity walking the floor dressed as Bluey.
Oh yeah. Mr. Daredevil himself.
And you know what's crazy? Even in the picture, like it's hard because Bluey has that like nose triangle in a different color. It's still hard to tell.
Yeah.
I don't think I would have even recognized him unless he was standing right in front of me.
Me neither. You're right. That was a hell of a cosplay.
Yeah, well, some people did recognize him, I guess.
They said only like 3 people took pictures with him.
Right.
And it was somebody. Yeah, I mean, one was in an Electra costume. She was in an Electra costume, so obviously she knew, probably a super fan, and spotted him. But probably. I mean, how could you tell, right? Yeah. Just a random person walking by. Hey, it didn't make. I don't know what the getup was. He had some kind of soccer jersey on. But Bluey, I don't know. I wouldn't have gotten that one. You gonna find a picture for it?
No, I couldn't find shit. It's okay. It's all right.
All right. Fair enough.
He was there. People know he was there. I feel bad that I didn't see him. I thought I did, but I was bombed. I was bombed for a lot of the show. I don't think people know. I was bombed. You know, Marvin, how's your show going today? Where were you at, brother?
The Great Lakes Ski Fest in Geneva, Ohio. It was a little slow. I mean, you got a lot of I don't read comics. Well, come and read these comics then. I don't care if you read comics or not. We were invited, so I mean, I can't complain about whether we did well or not. So everything was profit. So
Well, is it one day show, Marv, or you're there tomorrow again?
no, it's just one day.
Okay.
Okay.
Nice.
It's like 2 hours away from here, so
Right.
not a bad trip.
Hey, it's never bad when you're invited, bro. It's like you said, it's a win-win for you.
And how far is it from you?
2 hours.
2 hours. Okay.
Yep.
Okay. Not bad.
Geneva, Ohio.
All right. So you know what? We had Pete commenting a lot. Let's say what's up to Pete. Let's bring him on here for a second.
Yo,
Pete, what's up?
Pete, what up?
How we doing, Pete?
I'm finally recovered from con crud. So
that's good.
3 COVID tests just to be safe.
Yeah.
Well, my mom here, and before anybody gets all crazy on me, my mom lives with me. She's elderly, diabetic like me, and she has heart trouble. I'm not playing any games.
No, listen,
I hid from.
I understand.
Ain't nobody here knocking you for that.
Yeah, dude. You know,
I just protect myself from that.
My wife has a heart condition, and my mom is a cancer survivor, and that is why this is our first show since the pandemic. You know, I didn't do
feel that
the year before, so I totally get it, dude.
I put myself on a travel ban. I haven't gone really out of past New Jersey since the pandemic, and like I told you before, I was doing 40, 45 shows before COVID. I was rolling. You know some of my guys. I know JD knows the crew. Angel, the Son of the Saint, my buddy Jay Atramesser. We were just everybody jumping. I mean, Jesus, the last Baltimore Comic Con we did, we fit 7 people in a hotel room.
Wow.
You know?
Yeah, sometimes that's what you got to do.
I need my own room next time.
That's that cost down.
No, bro. 7 people in a $300 a night room cost.
I bet you one of them was not JD snoring his ass off.
Look, I don't know. Look, I'm not gonna. I can't be that guy because I'm probably I'm number 1 or number 2 on the snore list, unless you know. But that changes depending on what state we're in because I just bring my gummies with me, and then knocked out. That's it. That's it. But yeah, gentlemen, I'm sorry I didn't miss you, man. I missed you at the show. I was just getting the shit. I was getting the crap knocked out of it. We were getting the crap knocked out of us all weekend. But congratulations on your success at the show.
Thank you.
Somebody did tell me that they, JD, did you bump into Sam Quinton? Our buddy Sam Quinton from Sonoma?
Yes, we both bumped into him. Yeah. Oh, I introduced him to George.
Yep, that's what he said to me. It's his first New York Comic Con. I tried to be a friend to him. I've known Sam for 3 years, but just online. So it was our first time meeting, in person. But I was warned. I was like, because he's from Kentucky, so the biggest show he had done since then, he only does 3 or 4 a year, was Cincinnati Comic Con. I'm like, Sam, the Javits is bigger than your hometown. Okay,
dude. I don't know. I have yet to be able to confirm this, but the rumor was it was close to 300,000 people at the event.
I keep hearing that. I don't. The two things that make me go that it's plausible. I think it was closer to 215. But the thing that makes me think it's plausible after going to I've been to every single New York Comic Con. This is my 9th as a vendor. The aisles being a little bit wider, especially where we were under the underhang at the end of Small Press. I was by Dominic Glover by the back wall where Jerry's used to be. The aisles were wider, and them finally having a brain and doing a cosplay stuff upstairs for the big name cosplay people and for photo ops and stuff like that. Yeah. Really cleaned the aisles. So don't get me wrong, the aisles were still congested, but that's just going to be the way it's going to be. Right. But there was definitely still room.
Yeah, no, and that setup upstairs that you're talking about, Pete, for the cosplayers was legit. It was legit. Yeah. Like they had props, they had sets. Like they really had
backdrops.
They had backdrops.
I heard TikTok stations.
Yeah, they had TikTok stations.
See, that's smart. That's and that's just that's
their Wi-Fi was better because they were closer to the.
Well, they were in a smaller area. That's a smaller self-contained area.
Did they have BET stations, Jay?
Was BET there? Because I was busy talking to him when he was young.
I didn't see no BET.
No, I think JD got interviewed by BET twice. I think.
Listen.
Oh, look at this!
It's time for my second shot. Okay, dude. Look, 200. Every 100, I do a shot. Here we go.
I got you.
Take that shot, brother. And listen,
taking that shot.
I'm gonna dip. I gotta go because I gotta get some sleep. But
have a safe flight. Have a safe flight.
Thank you.
And,
listen,
later, brother.
You're gonna do great, bro. You're gonna do great.
Thanks. And what's it called? Who's Minnesota playing?
The Niners.
The Niners.
Yeah.
Better
Come
than
on.
watching that Giants Jets game. I'll tell you that.
Oh,
No,
bro,
they don't play
yo,
tomorrow.
That's
No.
next
Listen, we're not losing this week, JD. We're
We're not losing this week, and guess what?
Baby.
We ain't losing next week either, baby.
Oh, yeah, I'm gonna go before this gets ugly. I'll talk
All right,
to you
I'm
later.
sorry.
Take it easy, George.
You gotta go comic
Later,
books.
fellas.
I'm sorry, go comic books, and I don't.
Now
I
they
don't
come
want,
up. Damn balloon.
I don't want Marvin to get upset. You know what I mean? Because we're not going to talk about the Steelers.
No, it's hockey season. It's hockey season. That's all I know.
No, football, baby.
Bro. I'm tired of New York beating us up with sports this year. I'm tired.
Anybody worried about no sport in Pittsburgh?
I'm tired.
Don't get bold on me, Marvin. Marvin, don't get bold on me. I'll kick JD off of the stream.
What?
Well, it's not about Steelers here. It's about Comicsburg, man. Comicsburg, not Pittsburgh.
Way to be.
Oh, I got something fun in the mail today when I got back here. Though I got this.
Oh,
Ooh,
way to be,
nice.
Tom. Nice. That's
Yeah.
great. That's a great looking packaging on that.
I haven't got mine yet, Tom.
Yeah. Listen, Tom's doing right now. Tom's doing one of his live streams right now at the moment. You know, he's making that dough, baby. He's making that dough.
Listen, you should be packing my boxes. What you should be doing?
That's something I hope to be doing soon because we're still waiting for books to come in on my last campaign. Caldera knows about the people that are taking a little too long to print up my stuff, but they're coming in. They're coming in. But yeah, guys, the event was just killer. It was just killer. I can't say enough about New York Comic Con. I did not expect it to be as jumping or for us to do as much business as we did at the con.
Look, I'm gonna be real with you for a second though, if
Yeah.
I may. You have the hustle, okay? You can just sitting in this room. I know everybody in this room has the hustle, has the talk. Maybe it's the New York, like you said, like somebody said, it's hometown. So we have that New York because I heard somebody goes, "Oh, well, all you guys, I could tell who lives out here because all you guys have that hustle, like you're trying to hustle anybody on the streets." No, we're trying to make $1 because it's damn expensive here. We're trying to make $1. I literally will sell my shoes. At New York Comic Con, I'll sell a table. I'll sell. You want my banner? Cool. Bah, you want my shirt?
Yeah,
No, we sold the banner.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah. We sold the banner once a couple of years ago. I will sell anything, and you have to. It's a sales job at that point. You've already done the art. You are now selling every little thing that you have. Like the people who are complaining about not making money, it was not being busy or not being this. It was two kinds. It was two types of people. Either the people that were there on their phone the whole time, that were there for a vacation. Yeah. Okay. Oh, we're gonna see the Empire State Building. We're gonna do this. We're gonna do that. Yeah. Okay. You didn't make any money because you were looking for a vacation, or you mentioned them before. The print jockeys / art reps that would just put up 1,000 prints. I have prints, but all my prints are mashups. The majority of my stuff, I have comics and I have the paintings. My paintings are one of a kind hand done. JDC might set up, but I'm talking about the guys who are 25 feet high with metal prints, 2 for $75. Yeah. Of course, you're not making money. Yeah. No one here is that stupid.
Well, it wasn't just them. Ryan and I noticed that there were a few people. I hate to use the word jealous, but
say it because I heard it.
Yeah, we saw the glares when we were doing business. You know, you mentioned Dominic, right?
Dominic's a beast.
I met Dominic.
He's a beast.
Dominic and Sean were fucking cool as shit.
Yeah, Sean's cool too. Yeah,
you know, they were to the left of me, and then I had.
Oh, we were just by you. Yeah.
Because
I was directly. I was facing Dominic the whole weekend.
I was passing by you every time I went to the joint. And I had Ron Miltz from California and Blue Wave Productions. Was it Blue Wave?
I think so. I think it's Blue Wave or something Wave.
Ron, Roth, and Chris, they were cool people. And you know, it's not just the hustle, but you gotta understand that there's a certain way to do business, right? And the three of us, we were finding ways to bring people to stop. We were understanding when you're doing business, you don't poach somebody's somebody's custom. Oh, Calderon, that was happening. You don't
was.
poach.
I
You
saw it.
don't poach.
Who was
You let them
poaching?
finish their spiel, and
Mhm.
once you finish their spiel, you understand. You give it a beat, and if they
Yep.
move on, that's your opening, and that's fine. You know,
Yep.
as long as you understand that with everybody, it's
Yep. Look. I love catching the glares from people who hate the fact that you're making money. Number one. Number two, the Dominic we're talking about, folks, is Dominic Glover. I have no problem giving him a shout out. The guy is an amazing beast artist, one of the nicest people I ever met. This is the second year I was directly across from him. His stuff is magnificent. I follow him all over TikTok, Instagram. Find him. His stuff is absolutely magnificent. He always had a crowd. He knows exactly how to create his stuff and then sell his stuff and market his stuff. The guys. So when I see that going on, I don't get jealous. I write stuff down.
Of course.
Take notes.
I
take
notes.
And if you're not doing that, then you don't know how to elevate your game. Bottom
That's
line.
what was hilarious because
Oh my God.
we were talking about how the guys in Exos, Chris, Ron, and Raph had the greatest way to stop people, and I was like, God damn it, you're beautiful, and I'm jealous and hate you all at the same time, because he was telling people as they were passing by, and they weren't looking. He was only using it for that, right? If he had
Right.
he wasn't doing it, right? He was just calling them out. He was like, oh my God, you know who you look like? And then when they stop, he goes, you look like somebody who's ready to find their new favorite comic book.
That's hot.
That's beautiful, dude. Oh my God, I hated it.
Oh, you're gonna hate me then.
Bro.
You're gonna hate me. Same thing. They're not looking, but they're wearing. I know I have I have a SpongeBob Grand Theft Auto mashup print, right? Which sold out, by the way. I see somebody with SpongeBob, or look, hey, I have that portrait. What? Look back there, or I have, point it out, start a conversation. Because worst case, you start a conversation with somebody. I end up having 50 million Doctor Who conversations because I love Doctor Who. But there was I had a problem, and it wasn't really a problem. One of the booths to my left, past Dominic, Bun Leung, our buddy Bun.
Yeah, Bun. Bun's good.
Okay, Bun is he might be a little bit younger than me, but I consider him a mentor, and I love getting advice and ideas from him. And we're also from the same neighborhood. I found out we're both from Brentwood out here on Long Island. Okay. But so is his wife Pam. But so shout out Bun. I want a T-shirt in my size. 100%. I know it's going to be weird seeing a Bun Leung T-shirt this big, but I want a Bun Leung T-shirt. We will trade one of these days. It'll happen. But there was a booth that had an exclusive toy, so they ended up doing a queue 3 of the 4 days directly through our aisle, which is very weird. So I'm sitting there going, well, I was pissed for like 10 minutes. I'm like, shit, this. Then I was like, wait a minute. I've been bartending for 30 years. I know how to talk to like people ask, how can you draw and do sales at the same time? Because that's what I do. Because I'm used to talking to 15 different people at the same time. That's why I always have. Yeah, that's why I always have a huge crowd in front of me. I can do 3 different things. I can take your tap, pack your prints, sign something, and do something else all at the same time. I have no problem with it because that's what I do when I'm at work. So I see this line and I go, okay, you know what? Okay, opportunity's knocking. Let's answer the door. I legitimately sat there. I ran it by my partner because I got Brendan, my tag team partner, there, making sure he's going to be cool with it. He goes, I love it. Go for it. I turned around. I looked at, hey, everybody on the line. Thanks for standing on the line. Thanks for looking at my stuff while you're standing there. I see some of you looking. I see some of you looking at the stuff. If you see anything you like, but you don't want to lose your spot online, I will DoorDash my art to you on the line and make the payment for you, everything for you right there. If you need anything, I'll come to you so you don't lose your spot online. People chuckled. People bought.
I'm with you on that because that's how we used to do it.
You got to hustle.
Where we were positioned before was directly across from Funko. When Funko was where Paramount was this year, right? So we were directly in a cross, right? So
that's a big spot.
Diagonally.
Right?
Diagonally. Spot.
Right. So we were there, and while they were waiting online, man, I had these shot glasses with one of our characters who's from Puerto Rico, and we had him with the flag in front of it, and the whole gimmick was, you may not be from Puerto Rico, but I'm sure the rum you drink is. Give it a good home with our shot glasses, right? And if I
want to buy one right now.
If I caught you with that and you were on the Funko line, just like you, hey, don't lose your spot. I'll come and bring it to you.
Yep.
That's how you got to do business. This is an expensive show.
Listen to me very carefully. The next time I do my show at the brewery, or next time because I do shows at bars. So the next time we do that, bring your shot glasses. We're gonna do a whole thing around you. Okay? You're coming. We're gonna. You're just gonna walk around. You're just gonna walk around with a bottle of liquor and the shot glasses and sell stuff.
Speaking of liquor, one of the key numbers is we went through 3 bottles of Jack and 1 bottle of Buffalo Trace at the convention, which was huge. And I barely felt it, so that shows you how we were doing. But on top of that,
the pain too.
We broke 300 less than an hour.
Yeah,
so that means it's time for another shot, folks. Here we go.
That's fantastic.
Salute.
If you guys want to see me get hammered before the end of the night, keep backing the campaign.
See, I can't, especially at a big show. I can't drink. Like I don't mind a beer and a shot. You know, I mean, come on. I mean, I got it for work purposes. I have a nice bottle. I can't. But I prefer herbal.
I got you.
Delicacies.
I got you. I got you.
Also a chai tea, right?
Yeah, a nice little something, homemade.
Right.
And I went through a ton of that this weekend, and it was perfect.
You're saying that, but let me tell you guys this. Calderon knows. Marvin, I don't think I told you about this. So we set up on Wednesday, and we had a nice grid wall set up where on the other side of the grid wall we hang some of our 6x2 banners so people can take pictures with and stuff like that. We stop them, right? On the other side of that is where we keep our inventory. When they were laying down the carpets on Wednesday night, they knocked over our grid wall display, and we lost some merch. We had to reset the booth on Thursday morning, and I was hot. It took me maybe about an hour and a half to rebuild everything and take care of some other stuff that I had planned to do that morning. So I lost, about an hour and a half worth of sales. Then from then on, I usually don't bring out the bottle until we make our table.
Fair.
Once we make the table, okay, game on, right? Because I was so hot, I was just like, fuck it. So I cracked open the bottle. It was, 11 o'clock? Between 11 and 2:30, I had done 9 shots. I barely felt it. I was like, holy shit. Because I was just so hot. I needed to even out. Good thing I wasn't driving.
Yeah.
But, it also helps your feet. I was saying this as a joke. But you're on your feet about 11, 12 hours at these conventions, guys. And, the chairs, I don't like to sit down. I get yelled at for not sitting down. You need to rest. But I don't like to.
He bought this fancy stool
that
I thought was for me, that it kind of perch on like a gargoyle and see over the table. He's like, no, that's mine. I bought that for this year. It's like a guitar stand, like
it was 100% a guitar stand. So for anybody looking, it keeps you eye level, keeps you elevated above the table, and it was Amazon, and it was a $39 guitar stool. It kept me high up.
Ask him how many times he sat in it.
Twice.
The entire weekend.
Yeah,
well, I got to be concerned about the weight limit on that thing. So
I
got to watch that. My studio's name is Fat Guy.
Nothing wrong with it. I understand.
Get a bass stool then.
Listen, I understand.
Drum kit.
I am part of the community that I don't need to iron any of my shirts.
Deadass.
Once I put it on, the wrinkles just stretch out.
Just go right away.
I'm good to go. White Fire Comics. I had a guy giving away comics and blocking my table one year. And he had the flow. They saw him first. Okay. Was so annoying. And people were just throwing his comics away. That has happened. I
we actually, twice this weekend, we had to gently usher people away because they would stop right at the corner. We were on the corner. They would stop probably 3 feet from our corner and start handing stuff out. So, in order not to antagonize anybody, you don't want to have any issues. You start to move in that direction. Excuse me for a second. I'm just going to clean up my table. You kind of box them out a little bit with your body. they get the point and they move on. But one year we had somebody standing in front of their table who was blocking traffic coming down. You remember, Jay? Blocking traffic walking down this way, stopping anybody that was trying to come to maybe our table.
Yeah.
And then you just kind of you figure out these things during the cons, but
right.
You just gotta play a little offense.
That's all. You learn. You post up. You learn.
Yeah.
You learn.
Yeah.
But that comes with experience and the big shows. If you're lucky, you get a good booth neighbor who understands. You don't poach. You don't poach, and you bring traffic this way. It's going to benefit me. I bring traffic this way. It's going to benefit you.
That's
right. It's that synergy.
That's it.
Marvin? You think you had problems like that in the Great Lakes Con today, or you think?
No. So where we were set up, we were pretty much away from everyone else. So there was no real blocking or poaching. It's happened at other shows though, continuously. Yeah. Where especially at the Steel City Con, the one I talked about before, where they would form food lines, and we were so close to the food that our table would be blocked for hours, and it was a mess. And then the aisles got so crowded, people couldn't even walk through the area to get to where we were at.
Right. That sucks.
I like Steel City too.
I noticed this year there were a few. I'm not going to mention who they were because I was given already the warning sign a little while ago. But I noticed there were some small press booths that had a few celebrities there, and unfortunately, they generated a crowd. They had lines formed. And all it did was block other people's booths. Now, you got to communicate with the staff, with your sales reps also. Let them know that this is going to show up so they can prepare for it accordingly and have the volunteers there to move, customers along so it doesn't block other people's sales.
Reed Pop's very good about that. If you tell them, hey, I'm going to have, such and such at my table on Thursday at 4 p.m., cool. Three kids will show up with signs to help, because I know some. Yep. Just communicate. It's really that easy.
And it also leads to you being a good booth neighbor. Plain and simple, right? I remember one year we were on a center floor by the escalators at New York Comic Con, and the Outlander show had just started on Stars. Was it Stars or Showtime? I don't know.
Stars, yeah.
Stars. Okay. So the author of the prose novels was going to be signing in the booth behind me. They had made the staff aware, and they had the line going through the center of the aisles, so that way people were not just parking on the booths. That was being a good booth neighbor, But there's some people who unfortunately don't do that, and they kill business for other people, and it gives them a bad name in the back circles.
Right.
Well, then they don't get to share a shot with you.
They don't get to share a shot. Pete, you could have came over for a shot, Pete. oh, he's on mute right now. Let's see. Let's go back to the comments for a second here. We got White Fire Comics. Oh my, get one of those floor gel mats. We got Carlos. I love table synergy, which is why I love having a table next to my buddy Rodney Lockett. We definitely work each other's tables. Don't be jealous. I have Sylvester Stallone on my table, JD. He costs a lot of money, right? Carlos, it costs a lot of money.
$500 an autograph.
Yeah, man. So true. We had Jelly Anderson's line block us one year for 2 hours. I'm up here in Canada. We're too nice. I'm sorry that happened. But you want bad booth karma. I hope you don't get bad booth karma. You don't want bad booth karma.
No.
Look,
we've all worked enough coming up. We've all worked enough hole in the wall shows, or on the street, or in the basement, or JD will remember the AMF halls, church basement, firemen's halls. We've worked enough of those where it's like it smelled like cigarettes and cigars and old man beer and old man tears before you even got downstairs. and that's you learn what to do and what not to do, and what's nice and what's not nice, and you know how to make friends, and you know people who are just coming over and talking like we had how do I put this the right way? So I'm going to read the room for a second. We had I'm not trying to give her away or anything like that, but we had a neighbor come around every morning, and she was la tia bochinchera, la tia chismosa. Okay, there you go. JD knows what I'm talking about. Yeah, there we go. We got the nodding. Okay, so she would come in to try to get her gossip and see what was going on and gossip a little back, and then we both, you'd be doing this for a while. Oh wow, oh
yeah,
okay,
oh that's crazy.
That's crazy. No, oh my God. Well, it's New York, and you press on because that's and
you don't want to get caught up in that shit.
You don't want to know anything about that.
No, sorry. You know what? I'm fucking out of touch right now. I can't even say it's convention hangover anymore. I forgot to add a link in the comments to the campaign. So I just put it in there. Matt asked, and I'm like, I can't believe I didn't do it. I don't even think I did it in the show notes. That's.
Is it on YouTube? Oh, Jesus Christ.
It's not on the YouTube show notes. I didn't even put the video into the body of the campaign.
Guys, so it's like a soft launch. It's a soft launch.
It's a soft launch, but we're doing good for the first day.
Yeah, it's a soft launch. Now you give it a little Viagra and boof.
The shots are for, right? Too many shots. A little soft launch.
Not enough shots. Guys, we're only at 339.
Did you take your third shot already?
I did take 3 shots already, buddy.
He did.
I don't know. I didn't.
No, he did.
3 shots already. See, Here we are. We're at 339, 12 backers in, and I want to take another shot. You know what I'm saying? I want to get to at least 500 before the show's before we're over here. We're an hour and 26 minutes in.
Do a little recap for people who've joined us late. Show them the page.
All right. We'll show the page. Don't yell at me. Don't yell at me. All right. So here's the page. So
Ryan, yell at him. Yell at him.
So we got New York versus the world. This is my zombie tale. It is not connected to any other universe. It's standalone. We're looking at 3 issues. But what we're really trying to do is raise the capital to print out issue number 3. Cover A is our main cover. Cover B is our new logo cover. So I guess that's our variant. Then we have the 3 issues. These are the covers for cover 1, cover 2, cover 3. Excuse me, issue 1, issue 2, and issue number 3. All you need to know is that New York City is the main character. The idea behind it is the story takes place 15 years after the zombie apocalypse. When things went down, what they did in Manhattan was flood the tunnels and they blew the bridges. Nothing was able to go in or come out. It took them 15 years to clean out the city, but now that they are beginning to let other survivors in. The question that comes up in this story is, do they trust the survivors that they're allowing to come into the city to be free of the virus, or will they treat them any differently since they were not here to clean out the city? Now, when you look at some of the best zombie tales, there was always an underlying text. You had either racism, you would have capitalism like they did in the one with the mall. Here we're dealing with xenophobia, right? What happens when you have people who are, let's say, on one side of the wall trying to protect their family, and you have people on the other side of the wall trying to get in to protect their family? Who's wrong? Who's right in that scenario? You wrap that all up in a zombie package, and you're ready for a party, baby. Then we got some preview pages of issue number 3. You see what's going on, and our main character is who is working on cleaning out the city streets so that way he can earn a place of safety for his family in Manhattan. So he's out here, and he is called a thinner because what he's doing is he's thinning out the herds of zombies before they reach the gates. A little nod to another named inanimate object you see over there, and what he does, when he's trying to survive out there. And this is the first 5-page setup. One of our keys to success with Unstoppable Comics is being a publisher since 2008. We've built up quite a big catalog, so you can get our digital catalog for $70 at $3 a pop. I think it's 28, 29 issues. It's about 90 something bucks. So you're saving yourself about $20 and change by just picking up the digital catalog and saving space. We got a few shirts up for sale. Like I said, there's our new logo, which is added to the shirt. And there's our one of our best-selling T-shirts is the Zombie Hunting T-shirt, Zombie Hunting Season shirt. And you pick your weapon of choice. We've got our New York versus the World 1.5-inch enamel pin, which can be added on to any reward for an extra $7. And then we have our gift for returning backers. So it doesn't matter what you backed from me previously. Just for coming back, I'm here to say thank you by giving you a free holochrome trading card, which will be shipped in a hard plastic top loader. And that is only going to be for physical backers, not for digital. So if you're a physical backer and you're a returning backer, that will be added automatically to your reward package. And if you want an extra one, it's $5. If you want them for the first time, it's $5. It'll be in the add-on section. And then, we talk about the team that put together the book and what's going on. What do I want to do with the money? Where's it going to go? And a little bit more about what the story is about. And that's it right now in a nutshell. New York versus the World, issues 1 through 3. Right now on Kickstarter, we are at, $349? $349, 13 backers, and I only launched it 40 minutes ago. So I think we're doing good. I think we're doing good here, guys.
Yeah, absolutely.
Absolutely. And this was one of the best sellers we had at New York Comic Con. It was a New York versus the World number 1 and 2 did very well for us. We almost sold out of issue number 1 after a nice little reorder. And it just convinced me we need to double down on this title. If it's moving, we just got to put out more content. And one of the things we're going to be doing next year is possibly expanding on the presence in our booth for New York versus the World. Now, are you going to be back at New York Comic Con, Pete? And is Calderon going to be at New York Comic Con next year? That's the question.
Fat Guy Inc. will always be at New York Comic Con. Even if there's a zombie apocalypse, like we said it every single time. Our grandkids will be at that table after we're gone, with our ashes on the table.
God damn!
I'm not giving that shit. Dude, long story short, with Fat Guy Inc., we were con goers, con fans. I met my buddy Brendan in 2005. I was his bartender. Okay, Tom, what's up, big dog? Woof, woof. So we were con friends. We ended up finding out that we had the same comic book shop. Shout out to Firth World Comics out here in Smithtown, Long Island. I've been going to them since 1978.
Holy shit!
Yeah, I love that. That people are, we're gonna go to Disney. No. My Disney, Fourth World Comics in Smithtown. They are the greatest.
That's Nassau or that's Suffolk?
That's Suffolk. That's where I'm deep in Suffolk.
Yeah.
I'm. If you go too far past me east, you are in London, sir. So
I only go as far as Calvinton.
No. Smithtown's where I'm on the Ronkonkoma branch, right towards the end. If I fall asleep, I just walk home. But anyway, Fat Guy Inc. started. I saw my buddy sitting at a table. I was like, "What are you doing?" He goes, "Oh, this is my other friend's table. He's bringing me in next year. He had a book." Oh, cool. Okay. So he calls me like 4 months later. "Hey, this guy's being weird. Can I use you as a backup just in case?" I was like, "Sure, whatever." 3 months later, "Hey, this guy bailed. He goes, I haven't talked to him in 6 months. Let's run a table. Fat Guy Inc. We'll call it Fat Guy Inc. It'll be a bucket list thing. We'll have a table at New York Comic Con, one and done, blah." Okay, cool. Screw it. We made a 24 by 36 foam sign on Vistaprint. made a bunch of prints, had a portfolio book out there, was drawing for people all weekend, had the time of my life. So yes, my first Comic-Con. I've done art shows because I've been painting portraits and art abstract stuff and all sorts of painting and graphic design. And as I've told JD, I may have painted on a few of the MTAs and some truck. I may have painted on some things in my misspent youth,
commissioned or not,
commissioned or not, and maybe fairly recently. I cannot, whatever. But Fat Guy Inc. 2014 was our first New York Comic Con. Was my first Comic Con as a vendor. It was supposed to be a bucket list thing. Yeah, that was
2018,
2014.
14. Okay,
that was supposed to be our the one and done bucket list thing. We did it. We did Big Apple Con a couple weeks later, and then we were off to the races. And then we started doing shows. And like I said, the 2020, 2019, right before the pandemic hit, and everything, I was doing, because my partner, we kind of split the squad a little. We were still Fat Guy Inc., but he did some local shows, and I did a lot of traveling. I was almost at 45 shows a year. Okay, I was a year away from doing this full time. Wow. And then COVID came in, and yeah. So whatever, we're bringing it back. We're doing it back. We're growing back. So that's but New York Comic Con, like it was said here before, like you guys said before, it is home. Even though I'm from Long Island, I got a lot of stuff on Long Island. New York Comic Con is always home. Yeah, it will always. You cannot, like, I've been to C2E2. We've done this. We've done that. I've been to bigger shows. I've been to bigger anime shows. I've done all those things.
C2E2.
New York Comic C2E2 was great.
I love C2E2.
C2E2 is great. And we made the mistake of driving to it. So I'll tell you that story if you want to hear it.
Hold on. Before you tell yours, let me chime in with mine.
Please.
We did. I've done C2E2. I think maybe 3 times. Right.
I want to do it again.
Last time I did it, Ryan and another one of our buddies drove out there with me. We did an Airbnb in Chinatown. We were able to walk to the convention. It was about maybe a mile.
Oh, yeah, that's not fun. Yeah.
Right. Yeah, we had a great show. Now the problem came in where I paid for the show, the travel, the Airbnb. Then I was the one. Me that slept on the couch.
No bueno.
And
ask, did I have seat? Yes, I slept in the driver's seat. I slept on the driver's seat. I cannot say no. But so here I am. I slept on the couch.
Your own damn fault.
Didn't even have a pillow or a blanket. I had the couch cushion and a throw to cover myself in Chicago, right, in March, which is fucking cold.
It's cold.
It was cold, and these guys expected me to drive back from Chicago.
Just one shift, man.
I would have drank a 5th of Jack Daniels right in front of the car and go, okay, I'll drive now. Fuck that.
Nice. Yeah, no. We had a great time in Chicago. Calderon, you've done Chicago? You've done C2E2?
Not C2E2. I did it before C2E2, but it was Chicago Comic Con.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Like I said, I'm old, bro. But definitely,
at least it wasn't a Wizard World.
It was.
Really?
It was. Yeah.
Oh,
it's that period when they purchased it. We had a great time. We did well.
Really?
Yeah, we had a great time. We went in like 2 or 3 days early and stayed an extra 2 or 3 days. We went into the city. Had a great time. It was a beautiful city, man. I love that.
Chicago's dope. Yeah, Chicago really is dope.
Yeah, we went out there. We had some of your favorite. We had some was it deep pan pizza?
You mean pizza casserole? Pizza. That's pizza casserole.
That's a pizza cake.
It was awesome. Yeah,
it's pizza casserole.
It
is good, but as long as you know that it's a casserole, not a pizza.
Yeah. I'll drive to your house right now and fuck.
Go ahead, I dare you.
You son of a bitch.
I dare you.
Yo, at least
And
Roll
all
the
those
spaghetti.
I will see you. I will see you waddle up to my fucking front door.
God damn.
No,
damn.
now, I will say this: a Chicago dog trumps a New York hot dog any day of the week. Pizza, no.
I didn't
Chicago
try.
hot dogs,
No,
I'll
no,
take it.
I'm not saying a Chicago deep fried pizza is better. I'm just saying that it was good.
Now, in Michigan, they
Up,
also have
Tom.
pizza.
If you like a loaf of bread with your pizza,
Oh, there you go.
Yes,
then sure.
very much. Mm.
Tom, what's up, brother? How
What's
we
going
doing?
on, guys?
I'm surprised you're not doing a live stream right now. Some of your stuff, bro.
Oh, dude, no, I've been fucking packing critter toys. Got another 40 packages going out the door.
saw,
Yeah.
Marvin was on a little while ago showing
Yeah,
off
he got
his
Oh, he got
brand
his?
new package. Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
Awesome.
I'm still waiting.
Yeah, you I just saw your name actually on the list. So I think you're in the next batch. Yeah.
Nice.
But I did about another 40 today. I ran out of boxes. That's why I can't. I was like, all right, what the fuck's going on online? So I can't do anything until I get boxes tomorrow.
Yep.
So yeah.
Okay. I'm sorry, I want to chime in here. We got Michael who said, will Jay Rosario be doing more Dragon Storm? I got the volume 1 treat paper I got, and I loved it. Yes, Michael, there will be more coming. I've got 4 books coming out after this. So we'll be there, but it is retitled as Curse of the Dragonstorm. And you know, you read the trade, you know why he's been cursed. So it's not just plain old Dragonstorm, it's Curse of the Dragonstorm, but there will be more coming. I just don't know if I'm gonna continue the numbering or reset it as volume 2.
It's like Curse of Conan. I dig that. You know, like doing that.
Conan had a curse also?
No, he didn't, but what I'm saying, just generally speaking, that's like the next era, the next, you know, whatever, the next omnibus, the next movie, whatever, you know. I dig Destroyer, Barbarian, blah blah blah. I dig that. I dig that.
Okay.
I dig that.
Right.
That's dope. I like that.
Now, you know, all right. So here we are tonight. Tonight is it's not just about launching, it's also about conventions. And Tom, you coming to New York next year or what, baby?
No, he's not.
I know he's not. I got a reason why he's not. I think I know why.
He's comfortable.
No. I think it's beyond that. I think it's beyond comfort. I think it's that he will get teased by buying so many vendors closeout comics that he won't know which one.
I'll go home with everybody's fucking booth is the problem.
You won't have enough space.
That's the big problem. Oh, you didn't sell your comics? What can we do? Yeah.
I'll buy him pennies on the dollar.
That's right.
Pennies on the dollar.
Some would be like, you know, listen, I got a wad of bills here, burn it all in my pocket.
You don't want to put those in a truck. Let me put them in a truck. That's
we got a question here from the comments, and I think this is an important question. White Fire Comments asks, I gotta ask the shipping question. Gemini mailers.
That's a statement, not a question.
So excuse me. White Fire, are you asking, do you use Gemini mailers? What do you guys say?
Yes.
I don't.
You don't.
I don't.
No.
I don't either.
But I ship in a similar manner as a Gemini, the way that it kind of folds over and kind of, you know, overlaps and so on.
The name brand isn't important.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of those things. They seem to work relatively well, but I don't like the way, because I've gotten them from other people. They use them, and I get my stuff in the mail, and invariably it's in there and it's kind of bouncing around, even if it's taped down, because of the way that it folds over itself. The tape torque, instead of being down and around, the tape torque actually goes up and over. So if it starts to move, the tape is just going to move. So the tape is almost pointless. So I just kind of was like, I'm not gonna do it. I'm not gonna do it. And I have a way that I've been doing for years that is similar, and our damage is less than 1%, you know, in a campaign. So I'm like, nah, we'll just roll with what we do.
I ship in a similar to what you guys saying. I don't do Gemini. I do have a hard mailer. right?
That's cool.
We get them. We get them on. We get them on Uline. We're paying maybe in bulk.
Yeah.
At the end of it, maybe about 45 cents each one. We do our own printing.
And then what? You bubble wrap it in there?
No. Haha. Because I don't want to say cheap. I'm frugal.
It's frugal.
No. I go to the post office and I get the Tyvek mailer bags.
Oh, sure.
Are waterproof.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And the bags are the books are bagged and boarded.
Yeah.
So they're in there and they're in the Tyvek.
Well, you know that there's an actual bubble mailer. You can put them in a bubble mailer.
You could. And sometimes I do that depending on shipping. I use stamps.com. I know some people use Pirate Bay or
Pirate Ship.
Whatever it is. But I go with stamps because I don't know how it works on all those other platforms. You know, they tell me what's the best shipping option to do, and I have all that other stuff. So if it gives me the option for that mailer, then I'll do it, because PO boxes don't accept certain PO boxes won't accept a UPS shipment.
Okay.
Right. So PO boxes will accept that in a hard
But then how much does that cost to ship though? Like on the average, yeah. Like if there's 4 or 5 books in there, you know, because of the weight, because if you get to a certain weight, it has to go priority.
I haven't done anything since they went up. They just went up recently. They stopped labeling it as first class.
Yeah, now it's just ground plus.
It's now ground. So this is gonna with the last campaign, Limbo, we're gonna start doing fulfillment on that. I have not priced that out yet. I haven't experienced it. So based on the former rates, we always shipped first class. And as long as it was under 15 ounces, it's still counted as first class.
Sure.
And that was around $4 to $6, depending on which third of the nation. So,
but how much is it when it goes over? That's the trick.
How much, right? And that's where you play around. And that's one of the things that I was using stamps.com for, because they have a contract with UPS where they do 72% off of shipping price.
So so for you, as long as it's first class, you send it in that box. But if it's not first class, you just use something else.
It all depends. It all depends on where the system plays out, right? So I remember one package to California was $9 through UPS or $14 through the post office, right? But now, like I said, if it's going to PO box, I can't use the UPS for a heavier shipping package. So I put it into that hard mailer, and then in that bubble wrap mailer from the post office. And as long as it fits through there, it's whatever rate that is at the time.
Yep. It's like $7 or something. Yeah.
You know, and that's another thing, dude. When you use Geminis, you've got layers upon layers of other cardboard, and all that shit adds up. That adds up. With this, we're good to fucking go. You know, it's not going to be bent.
You hope.
Yeah, we use those kind of boxes when we did our mystery boxes, and they've been great. They were awesome. The Uline, or no, sorry, they're not. We didn't get them from Uline. We got them from U Printing. But it's the same thing. It's the exact same thing.
Yeah. And then we had these bad boys. If you hear it collapse, don't worry, I'm safe. I just got fucking so much stock from the convention. And then these were our mystery boxes, right? Yeah. But these are also our mailers, right? Again,
we stick a label on it and send it off.
That's it, man. That's it. So these were taking
out messing up your box, man. You got art on there. Like, you don't even have a designated like space for the label or something.
Yeah, that goes on the other side, dude.
Oh, you just stick it on the back. All right.
Yeah, baby. Right. Come on, bro.
They're gonna get all upset about it. I gotta turn the box over, man.
You know what? Nobody complained in the last 2 shipments, so I'm with that, brother.
All right.
I'm with that. Yeah. But you know, guys, we're at 375 with the campaign. If you want to see me get hammered, I got a shot here waiting.
You got a campaign again?
Yeah. Well, I'm trying to catch up to you.
Jesus.
You and Calderon are dropping a campaign like every other week.
I'm waiting for my printer to finish,
Oh
so
my
I can.
God,
I'm
man.
supposed to have those
You
books
know-
to me this week, so hopefully I can shit.
Pete, I don't know who the hell is chasing who, right? Because when Tom goes to 2 weeks, so Calderon says, I go to 2 weeks. Once Calderon goes to 2 weeks, Tom says, fuck you, I'll go to 3 days.
I'm waiting for Tom to do a 24-hour campaign, just a marathon.
I've done it.
24 hours.
I've done it.
Yeah.
Yes.
No, but I mean like marathon, like Jerry Lewis, like up all night.
No, here's the funny thing about the 24. I only did it one time. And so it was one of our first like weird days, right? It was Bikini Day. So what I did was I set it up as one of those Kickstarter, like make 100s or whatever. So only made like 100 copies.
Yeah.
And it was a 24-hour thing because I figured 24 hours, we can sell most of these books. It'll be fine. So we launched the thing. I was on a live stream when we launched it and it was doing really well. And I was like, okay, guys, I'm going to go take my walk and I'll be back and we'll check on where we are. I walked around the lake for an hour and a half and I got back and it was all sold out. So we didn't even need 24 hours. It was ridiculous.
See, you see what happens? Pete, you see what happens?
Titties.
Did
I
you
mean,
hear- did you
bikini.
hear
What?
the same
Wait, sorry.
conversation? Did you hear the same conversation that I heard? What I heard was, I've done so many campaigns, I bought my own lake.
That's what. That's yeah. No, that's. I live on an island, so I can't talk shit. So I tell everybody I'm on Long Island. They think I'm rich. I'm like, you have no idea how poor I
you know,
really
here's
am.
the thing with these campaigns, right? And this is what drives me crazy about the system is they're basically becoming game shows. And
Yeah.
I'm not a game show host and I'm not oh my God, can we get to 10,000? Like that's not me.
Yeah.
That's not my personality. And so cutting out time means I have less time that I have to be spieling about this shit.
Okay.
And so that's why we're down to a maximum of 3 weeks. And we're probably going to tinker with some 2 weeks next year. But the thing is that I've done the 24 hours. I've done 69 hours. I've done 3 days. I've done so many different variations of these things that the result basically is that there's no right way to do it. But each way that you do it, you need to be prepared to really market it for what it is. So if you have 3 days, you got to be ready to go strong for 3 days. And you can do well. And even in the 3-day ones, right? A lot of those books that we've done are our weird day books. So it's not even a full book. It's like an 8-page short story. We only do like 3 covers. So it's not like 20 covers and 40 pages. It's just like, it's a short story. It's a couple of covers and this shit sells out in like 3 days.
And he makes 16 grand.
Basically.
So it's amazing. It's like,
so you
Toledo.
can
I want
really,
Hutchinson money.
you can really tinker with the system and people have fun with it. As long as people are having fun with it. And then when they get the book, obviously you want them to like what they got so that you can do it again. Nothing says you have to sit there for 4 weeks and try and pry every nickel out of everybody's pocket.
Right. Now you mentioned something earlier that I want to key in on. You mentioned game show, and Ryan, that's one of the things we noticed at the convention, right? There were a lot of people treating their sales experience or selling to the people at the convention as if they were in a game show. I think that leads to a certain amount of inexperience as a salesperson. How do you think people should go about trying to avoid things like that, such as the spinning wheel, hey, can I tell you about this? Or hello. How do you think they separate themselves from the pack and prove that they've got experience doing what they're doing?
For us, or I should say for me, really, what the hell is that? For me, I'm not a salesman, right? So I'm not going to sit there and try and pitch you on something and try to, like the used car salesman that we've seen sometimes at the cons. For me, it's more so my background in having sold anything was just talking to people, asking open-ended questions, kind of stuff. When you were trying to customer experience kind of deal. So for me at the con, my job is to get them in front of you. If I can get them at the table and I can get them to stop and I can get you in front of them, that's all we need. Just you talking to them, your passion, the way that you describe your work. is all we need. We don't need those kinds of gimmicks. I find sometimes when you put too much energy into those gimmicks, they backfire on you. The extent of what we've done, those kind of gimmicky things, are when I was trying to give away books to kids was, I'd say I had that little squishy ball and I was like, listen, if you can snatch this from my hand, you win and you'll get a comic book, and you obviously you just hold it.
You
there
take it away. You're like the $1 Million Man, right? Get that ball away from you.
No, you obviously you let them win, and they, for the most part, like 15, 20 kids or whatever, they feel like they've won something, like they've actually accomplished something. They'll remember that. They may not read the book. They may not, come back and buy something else, but they'll remember that moment. And since we're trying to turn this thing into kind of a more experiential experience, an experience sometimes. That kind of stuff will make things more fun for you. But to try and sell so hard when we're not salesmen per se, seems like a wasted effort. So just talk to people.
I would say
you don't have to gamify anything.
Yeah, I would say that a con is a little different than like a Kickstarter though, because the con is a circus. It's already a circus. So if you want to bring out the clowns and do your weird stuff, like whatever, that's the convention scene.
It's not for us, but sure.
But yeah, and it's going to be different for everybody. But like on Kickstarters, everything now is just, it's like maybe it's not a game show. Maybe it's like a telethon, right? It's like, look at our money. Look at our money. Look at our money. Look, we need to get to the next, who's going to be our guy? Who's going to call in and make our next, like, holy shit, man. That's a drag to even watch,
exhausting.
Much less do.
Yeah, it's exhausting.
100%.
Right. 100%. If you want that, do whatnot. Right.
Right. Because again, that's the environment for it. Yes, 100%. Yeah.
The instant
gratification. And that's why I've modified the way that I've done Kickstarters, and I've kind of done little things just to kind of test them out, because I just want to see, like, can I just get in and get out and be happy and done and produce a product and then make my next product and do it again. And the answer so far has been yes.
And that's why I think people are paying attention to you, because they want to see what you do next, right? You're a trendsetter. Like I said, Calderon he's right behind you. I spoke to him the other day. He was like, yeah, I'm gonna do a 2-day campaign.
No. I'm not doing a 2-day campaign. 14 days. 14 days is good.
And what are you,
Jay? Is your one? Did you launch the new one today?
I just launched it. And we're going.
It's 5 weeks long.
No, 21 days. 21 days.
Oh, very nice. Very nice.
Yeah. So we were talking about this. Calderon and I were talking about this, and I think the shorter campaigns benefit you when you've got a greater fan base.
Sure.
Right. When you've got that dedicated group of people who will bang it out in the first couple hours, then okay, you want to do the shorter campaigns. Yeah. But when you're still, growing, you got to give it a little bit of time to breathe.
Sure. 100%.
Right? That's the discovery part of it, right? You got to give people time to discover.
Yeah. And I think 3 weeks is enough time to get people to discover, but also to minimize backouts, because if you do the 5-week campaign, you will have people backing out because they're like, oh, when's this thing going to be over? Something else popped up. I think when folks say it's a zero-sum game, there's so many other factors they're not looking at. Somebody could have a 24-hour campaign and they're like, oh, well, this money's going to come out tomorrow. I'll just pull out of one of these other campaigns and then boom, drop what I got to drop over here.
That's my new strategy. I'm going to wait for JD to launch, and then I'm going to go 24 hours only.
The Friday before his end.
Yes. But guys, we are closing in on the 2-hour mark. Running this campaign for a nice hour. We're going to keep going. But we didn't break the $400 mark. But
maybe because you forgot to post the goddamn link.
Because I forgot to post the goddamn thing, dude. I know. But
and let me ask you this:
amateur hour, bro.
Let me ask you this: did you announce that you were launching tonight, or did you just decide to?
No, I announced. I've been announcing since
you told me. You told me
since like 6 o'clock this afternoon.
7:05. 7:05, buddy.
This is one thing that I am trying to drive home in the heads of Kickstarter people is tell people at least a month out when you're fucking launching, because then they can get ready for it. Even a handful of days prior is good, but because of algorithms and the way that social media works, it's all bullshit. So you have to be at least a month out being like, it's coming, get ready. It's this date. It's dup. And you know, that's sort of the bullshit energy that we are trying to avoid, of course. But if you can rally them, that's how you get your big first day, is if you can rally them to know it's happening November 18th. I got to be there November 18th. Boom, boom, boom. Then they, in their brain, they start to think about it. And then when you're finally like the day before, it's tomorrow, motherfuckers. You know, you hopefully have them, you know, wound up and ready to go.
I will definitely listen to you, because I listened to you on the, you know, just a nice single image that you were talking about. You're right.
Nice.
Yes. As opposed to, you know, this other image that we had lined up previously.
Terrible.
Right.
Yep.
So this is definitely the cover image on the campaign. And that's, you know, that's what we're going with right now. And, you know, I just got to implement that other one on the next
list.
Yeah, it's like Larry, man. Larry drives me crazy because he picks no date. He's just like, we're going to launch at some point in the next couple of weeks. And then he'll just go on one night and be like, it's tonight. Like, motherfucker. No one knows what you're doing.
We were listening to Tom for these little itty bitty things is huge. Like I just shared a thing. I'm not going to launch my book on Kickstarter. I do enough shows where I'm just going to self-publish. But listening to Tom on the little things about the logo, just the logo, turned it from, okay, this is pretty cool, to, holy shit, this looks like something I'd buy if it wasn't mine. You know, it's and I thank you for that, Tom, because it really does look a billion times better. But I'm still, I don't want to be on Kick. I don't want to crowdfund. I can pay for a run of my own and go to enough cons.
Yeah, but you want the Kickstarter audience to also know who you are. That's a different audience. And you could do a very simple, just like we just talked about, right? You could do just a simple, like, I'm coming in for a week and we only need like $500. And we're in, we're out, we're done. Here's your book. Boom. And then just gives you another audience to look at you.
Right.
I thought about it, but I like if any of you guys say, hey Pete, you know, we're talking about a cover. Hey Pete, we want to talk about, you know, we're doing a trading card, we're doing a pinup, we're doing something cool. I don't want to make books anymore. It's not hashtag comics broke me. It's nothing like that. It's just, I'm just like, and maybe I'm just right now, but right now where I am is like,
everybody goes through.
You moved on. That's all.
No, it's not even that I moved on. I'm a little sick and tired of the rat race, and I started not, because I do other stuff too. I do other art stuff too. I started really neglecting my other side and trying to push for jobs that weren't coming, either getting ghosted. And I appreciate the ghosting to its degree, though. So whatever. I supremely appreciate the people who tell me, "Hey, you're not what we're looking for right now, but maybe down the road." Cool, I get it. I appreciate that. I'm not your thing. You know your brand better than I do, so it's cool. But I'm not gonna lie to you. Maybe I'm too sensitive. Whatever. The handfuls of, why did you submit to me? Your art is terrible, or like, or like, dude, like we're looking for professional submissions, not what you do. Like, you know, it's like, wow, okay, cool. Thanks a lot, appreciate you.
I mean, you were reaching out to a lot of assholes.
But I was casting a wide net, so I got a little bit of everything, you know. I was casting a wide net, so I was like, you know what, I can do my thing on my own.
Sorry, no, I was gonna say, we were toying around with the idea of launching a Kickstarter at Comic-Con. Like we were thinking like we were gonna launch. Let's say we were gonna launch the next issue of New York. Let's make it a thing where every year at Comic-Con we're launching one, so people know, hey, what's the launch for this year? What's the launch for that year? We didn't get to it this year, being shaking the rust off this year. But what do you think about that idea? Do you think that would work?
I think after this one, no. Because logistically, there are so many things that you need to keep track of in a convention and so many things you need to keep track of in a Kickstarter. I mean, look at the small little details that I forgot about tonight.
Well, you know what you can do though?
What?
You know what you can do? Get a QR code, and instead of the launch date, make New York Comic Con be your notify me date.
Mhm.
You know, so you had the note. You know, you have the save the date page for the Kickstarter. I don't know what it's properly called. I'm definitely saying it wrong. The pre-launch page. Okay, you get a QR code for that link. You put one of those in every single bag that you sell, in every single book that you sell. You have a stack of, hey, how you doing? Hey, here, take this. Our next book's coming out on Kickstarter next month.
Right.
Save the date.
Right.
That would work. And then that's no work for you. There's zero work there.
Because
you don't have to remember shit.
I know Tom does live streams when he does conventions, and we were thinking about doing it at the con, but with service being so spotty.
Oh yeah, no, it's shitty, and you'd never be able to get a stream out.
No, no. And I wanted to do it, and I was like, forget it, because we were going to utilize the laptop as the hub, and then just roam with the iPhones and out there and do little piecemeal things around the convention floor. But
New York is not the place to do any of that.
No, it's not.
But you can do that stuff at smaller shows, and if you wanted to do a launch, this is how you'd have to do it at a con. Because 90% of the people, maybe even more, aren't even going to know who the hell you are. So, what does the launch mean to those people? What you'd have to do is like, let's say it's a Friday, Saturday, Sunday show. You'd have to be on Friday telling everybody, hey, come back tomorrow. We're going to launch this campaign. We want you all to be a part of this, blah, 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 blah. And if you come back tomorrow and you pledge tomorrow when we launch, here's a free dumb mini print for pledging on the day that we launched. And that way you get, hopefully, a crowd comes back because they want their free shit. And that's promotion for you. You take pictures. Hey, look, there's 30 people at the booth. Even if they're there for 20 minutes just for this launch period, who cares, right? It's just, hey, we had all these people, and that picture is eternal. That's evergreen. We were at this con. We had these much people at this booth. We launched a campaign, and you give away 30 prints. Like, who cares, right? That's cheap nothing. So even if they end up backing out, what are you out? 10 cents for a print? Who cares? Right. But it's a marketing thing for you because you get pictures, and it's now an event so that now on Saturday, if you get like 10 or 15 people show up from Friday and they're hanging around your booth waiting for the launch, the other people in the crowd and be like, what's that crowd about? I need to know what that crowd is. And they're going to come over. Yeah. And they'll be like, hey, what's this crowd for? Oh, they're going to do a launch of a campaign, and this is what it looks like. And if you back while you're here, you're going to get a free print, and on and on and on and on.
Yeah.
I figured it would just be more so of the date, where, like you were saying, pick a date when they know that Unstoppable is always going to launch something at New York Comic Con, whether that's
I understand
for
that.
the people at the con or not.
Yeah, New York is just going to be really difficult for just the logistics of the amount of people. You don't want to be stopping to do the con, the thing. Plus, your internet's going to be weird and spotty. I think it works, but I don't think it works at New York, unless you maybe pay for the internet and it works better that way.
Plus, what we've been talking about doing for next year, I think there's a hell of a lot on our plate to focus on launching the book.
Yeah, I think if we were not going to do it at New York, then it's probably not worth doing it. You know what I mean? Especially how much New York is tied into the brand.
I understand that too. Well,
but there's other cons in New York. You can do another.
Yeah, but it's not. I think what Ryan's trying to say is he wants to capitalize on that. 200,000 to 300,000 people. Not that we're going to get all of it.
Not even. I'm not even talking about the people. It could be empty. I'm just talking about it as a date, where
I mean,
every time this year at this time of year, we're going to have something.
Like, one of the other things you could always do is launch the campaign, before, have it finished before the show, and make sure you have your books ready, so then people could pick them up at the show. And then those people who pick up at the show, you might have a little extra tchotchke for them. You know what I mean?
Okay.
And you'll be also able to sell the books at the show.
There's so many finite.
Oh yeah, I mean, because
marketing gimmicks that we can tie in. It's just keeping track of it all and getting ready. Like, I didn't even realize we were there on Friday the 13th, and they had a New York Comic Con Jason Friday the 13th T-shirt that sold out on Thursday. On Thursday, it sold out.
Mm-hmm.
And
3
people
hours.
walking around with it on Friday.
In
We
3 hours.
didn't capitalize on that, right? I didn't capitalize on the ReadPop portal. Other people will capitalize on the ReadPop portal and putting up exclusives or alternate covers. We didn't have to have, you know, a New York Comic Con exclusive per se. All we had to do was say limited run on whatever product. Foil covers, I said at the top of the show, foil covers were moving for people this year.
Yeah, they were.
Last time we heard about foil covers like this, it was back in the 90s, right? Is it a resurgence?
Oh, dude, foil covers have been huge for years. Yeah.
But for us,
it's vinyl.
right, in the indie community, yes.
Yeah. Especially
But in the
on
greater
Kickstarter, foils are everywhere.
greater populace, right? Of excuse me, and the macro of the convention, because those were put up in individual updates through those portals, it started to snowball.
Sure.
Right? And people were talking about them on different news sites. People were talking about them on Twitter, and people were talking about them on Instagram. Oh, look at the full cover I got from this one and that one, that one. Shit, I got full covers.
Well, and there was a lot of those though that were IP. There was like Transformers foils and shit like that. So, you know, but yes, no, the foil thing is gigantic. We do foils all the time, and we started doing them actually with so we were doing like regular silver foils for a while, and then when we did Legend of Oz, we actually did ruby, so it was red. We did sapphire, so it was blue. So we had different colored versions of them, and people lost their minds for that. Nice. And then we've been doing emerald editions forever for Oz, because again, Emerald City and Oz. So yeah, the foil thing is a key piece.
I think Jay fell asleep.
I'll talk about this part after the show. All right. No, dude. The gears are always spinning. But you know, I want to wrap this up. It's 2 hours. We've had a lot of people hang out with us for a long time, and I appreciate everyone in the comments. I appreciate Pete and Tom and Calderon and Ryan and Marvin and George coming through and chilling with us. Guys, let's go from the bottom out. Pete, where can people find you?
I'm really easy. I'm Instagram and Twitch, and it's just like my name says right there. PEAT 11717, Pete 11717. Instagram is where you can talk to me, see what's new, see what's coming up, the schedule, what I'm working on, all that sort of stuff. Twitch, Monday nights, 9:30 p.m. New York time. Jump in. It's a straight up old school, simple 2-camera art stream. You come in, I'm drawing, talking about art, talking with my other artist buddies. Y'all are welcome, especially if you got something going on. Show off the art of your campaign. You guys know that already. And usually whatever I draw, unless it's a commission, it's up for grabs. If somebody wants to buy it, and it happens. It's kind of cool. And Twitch has become my thing. So I'm like the old man. I'm like the old man on Twitch. So it's great.
Nice. Tom, where can they find you, brother?
Pretty much I live on Facebook for the most part. You can find me there. We have a Big Dog Inc. fan page as well. If you do the I guess it's X now. If you do the X or the Instagram, it's BDI Comics, and that's the same with TikTok. So if you like that stuff, that's where we're at. Oh, and watch this, Jay. Ready? November 18th, we're launching a Kickstarter. November 18th, National Princess Day. It's a Saturday, November 18th. When is it, JD? November 18th.
He forgot already. He's had too
I
many
know, he
shots.
forgot already. See, this is the problem, and that's why you got to say it so many times. November 18th, Princesses versus Zombies is back.
Nice.
You have to. You got to dig it in. You got to dig it in with me. You got to dig it in. Calderon, where can they find you, baby?
Tomorrow night, right here, 7:30 p.m. Indie Comics Explained, right on YouTube, baby, with Mr. Rosario and a bunch of other people. We'll be talking to a bunch of other creators. So, and the OswaldChronicles.com and TallTalesOnline.com, Facebook on the JD, and Instagram and Twitter and all those. There you go.
Nice. Ryan, where can they find you?
Just IG right down here, and UnstoppableComics.com.
Right. Check it out. And see how tall Eli Manning really, really is, folks. He's huge. He's like 9 feet.
I made him look like a real giant. That pun intended. So,
bro, I didn't know he was at the con.
Yeah,
and some dude came running up. Some dude came running up to our table like randomly. Where's Eli Manning? Did you guys see Eli Manning? Is he at this table? And I'm like, excuse me, Eli Manning. I'm like, I don't know. And then the young lady who helps us actually spotted some dude in an Eli Manning jersey. Goes, he just turned down that corner. Thanks, and he just runs over.
The dude in the Eli Manning jersey is the guy that is here in the booth. I mean, in the panel with us today.
No, it wasn't you. It was a tall blonde guy in an Eli Manning jersey.
Really?
Oh,
wow. So there's a lot of
blonde hair, Ryan.
Huh?
Ryan, show him your blonde hair.
It was like a shaggy surfer kind of guy.
There, this one.
There you go. You got one.
All right. And I want to thank everybody who joined us tonight, everybody who hanged out with us tonight. And you can find me here right now on Kickstarter. New York versus the World. Check out the book right now. We're going for 21 days, and you could have gotten me drunk tonight, but you missed out on it. Maybe
he's falling asleep instead.
All right. Thank you, everybody, for hanging out. Later.